Night falls, blanketing the entire city of Zhangchao. That peaceful scene was completely shattered on the fateful day of May 20th, 2024. Space itself seemed to be torn apart. Amidst flashes of lightning and deafening screams, a new spatial rift appeared in the skies over Zhangchao. A troop of what looked like superheroes charged forward to attack, destroying the monsters on their commander's order. Squad 3, prepare for a counterattack! Obviously, the pain and loss caused by the beast tribe's cruelty were unavoidable. Ordinary humans were still risking their lives to resist. In the end, the weak are nothing but empty shells beneath the feet of the six-eared wolf tribe's wolf king. Gold rank. Wiping you all out is just a matter of time. As soon as it finished speaking, it immediately gathered its strength and leaped into the air. The Wolf King then used its superior abilities to break through the human defensive line. Watching the number of people who met their end on its claws, a member of Squad 3 finally realized in horror, gold rank, this is supposed to be a C-rank transport gate. But by now, human blood had already stained the Wolf King's paws red. Standing before a tiny human like that Squad 3 member, it declared with utter contempt, "It's too late to realize that now." But before the Wolf King could make its move, a strange flash of a sword suddenly sliced between the two of them. The man appeared just in the nick of time, like a savior for humanity. "Leave this to me. Everyone else, go take care of the other ones." The surviving members of Squad 3 were overjoyed when they recognized him. "It's Van Oyen, this is great!" And then after a long while, the battle ended with an earth-shattering explosion. After the prolonged battle, without even a proper rest, the Squad 3 member had to go to the command room to report everything. "Reporting, sir. With Van Oyen's help, we successfully defeated the six-eared wolf demon tribe." The commander praised him with satisfaction. "Well done." But when he looked at the report, Commander Han felt troubled. "Another new rift. Still C-rank. This is the 6th one in the last 10 years, isn't it?" He knew deep down that if this continued, Zhangchao wouldn't be able to hold out for much longer. Thinking this, Commander Han suddenly stood up and gave an order. "All right, we won't be managing the matters of the Liberal Arts Academy. Starting this year, ability users from the Warrior University will be exempt from the liberal arts exams. The standard admission score for martial artists will be cut in half." The Squad 3 member immediately accepted the mission. "Yes, sir." Meanwhile, on the other side of the city at a school, a bell signaling the end of class rang out. Break time. The guys in class gathered around to chat. "I'm telling you, man, why aren't you paying attention in class anymore? It'd be a real shame if you failed to get into the Warrior University because of your liberal arts scores." The other friend shot back, "You're one to talk. Weren't you sneaking glances too? I wish I could be the one sitting next to a great beauty like Yen Yen." On this point, the other guy had to agree. "That's true. What's so special about Tabak, anyway?" And the person they were talking about was, at this very moment, packing up the books on his desk. She was the goddess in the hearts of all the male students, named Lam Yen Yen. But Yen Yen herself paid them no mind and turned to ask her deskmate, "We're about to graduate. Tabak. Are you planning to go to the Liberal Arts Academy or the Warrior University?" He was currently buried in a pile of books, ignoring the beauty beside him. Don't know. It was a while before Tabak finally lifted his head from his book and replied, "I'm planning on the Liberal Arts Academy. My grades are just average. Besides, in these chaotic times, what's the use of foreign languages or advanced math? As for the Warrior University, my family isn't well off, so we can't afford a lot of supplements, and I don't have any special talent or abilities." Inside, he felt extremely frustrated by her question. "Where else do you think I can go?" Taking advantage of the moment when the class wasn't paying attention, Tabak mused, "I came to another world. I should have gotten some kind of opportunity or special talent, awakened a system or something." He silently added another sentence. "People are starting to suspect I'm not from around here." Hearing that, Yen Yen asked excitedly, "Tabak, let's apply to the Liberal Arts Academy together." She didn't even hesitate to reveal, "I have a way to help you get exempted from the entrance exam." Tabak jumped and shouted, "What?" Just then, a system panel suddenly appeared between the two of them, completely invisible to Yen Yen. "Keep your voice down," she said, making him freeze for a few seconds. "This is—" Tabak couldn't believe his own words had come true. "Speak of the devil." A system panel appeared right in front of him, displaying some information. Host, Tabak. Awakened profession, Beast Tamer. Level, Common, Beginner. Age, 18. Constitution, 4. Agility, 5. Spirit, 5. Beast Tamer. Trait, the host can form contracts with living creatures to become pets. Evolution talent, unlimited evolution for contracted pets. Level has no limit and can surpass God tier. The pet's attribute values and talent abilities will be reflected back to the host at a certain ratio. The higher the level, the higher the feedback ratio. Reminder 1, the invasion of the myriad races, a global crisis. Reminder 2, currently known levels are divided into common, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, lord rank, king rank, god rank. Each rank is divided into beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Through this long introduction, Tabak instantly understood. This is my system. This is... Yen Yin saw him staring intently into empty space and asked with concern, Tabak, what's wrong? You're sweating so much. Are you okay? Seeing her hand pass right through the system panel, Tabak quickly confirmed, I knew it. Other people can't see it. A second later, he suddenly grabbed Yen Yin's hand to the shock of everyone around them. I'm fine. The male students roared in fury. Get your filthy paws off her! Don't you dare touch my goddess! Sitting next to the goddess isn't enough for you, huh? The guy with the buzz cut even wanted to rush over and give Tabak a beating. Let's see how I'm gonna teach you a lesson. But before he could even pose a threat, Ms. Lai pushed him back into his seat. No more noise. Settle down now. All eyes immediately turned towards her with every word she spoke. I have some good news for everyone. The official website of the Jiangchao Warrior University has released an announcement. As she reached the podium, Miss Lai couldn't hide her excitement and announced in a loud voice, starting with our year, those with special abilities can be exempted from the liberal arts exams and enroll directly at the Jiangchao Warrior University. The next piece of news made the students below freeze on the spot. For students who possess the constitution of a reserve martial artist, the standard admission score for liberal arts subjects has also been cut in half. When they finally reacted, the whole class erupted with joy. This is great! The liberal arts score requirement is cut in half. I can definitely get into the Warrior University now. I wish I were an ability user. Getting it cut in half is already amazing, and you're still wishing you were an ability user? I think you're dreaming. Before leaving, Ms. Lai didn't forget to add a reminder. Anyone who has awakened a special ability or has a martial artist foundation can come to my office to register. The opportunity came so unexpectedly that Tabak was a bit pensive. Interesting. I have a special ability. I can get into the Warrior University without taking the exam. Seeing his reaction, Yen Yen, who was next to him, grew a little worried. He doesn't want to go to the Warrior University, does he? After he had completely left the school grounds and was wandering the streets, Tabak narrated to himself, My name is Tobak. I have lived in this world for 17 years. Let's turn back time. In this world, on September 18th, 1906, a giant spatial rift suddenly appeared in the sky. From that rift, all sorts of strange beasts emerged continuously. After that, the monstrous beasts began to rampage. They brutally burned and plundered, stealing the lives of humanity on this planet. The military forces of every nation began to fight the beasts. It took 3 months to eliminate all the beasts that emerged from the rift in the sky. But as long as the rift existed, a new batch of beasts would appear after a certain period of time. Therefore, humanity decided to send a suicide squad into the rift to investigate. The results revealed a vast, desolate land behind the rift. To prevent the beasts from continuously pouring out of the rift, the joint military forces of all nations decided to build a military base inside the sky rift, stopping the beasts at their source. A new era for humanity officially began. On March 6, 1907, a second rift appeared in the sky. On May 7, 1907, the third rift appeared. Then the fourth, the fifth. Over the next 100 years, the number of rifts grew and their frequency increased. To this day, they have appeared all over the globe. And the types of beasts behind each rift were different. Therefore, scientists named the battleground behind the sky rifts, the myriad races battlefield. But at the same time, the spiritual energy on Earth began to recover. Humanity gradually awakened to martial arts and special abilities. As the battles intensified, firearms often failed on the battlefield. The power of those with special abilities grew stronger and stronger until they finally replaced the dominance of firearms. The history lessons Subai had been taught let him know that the war between humanity and the myriad races was still ongoing. From the reforms at the Zhangzhou Martial Arts Academy, he could tell the situation in Zhangzhou had become quite dangerous. That was also why Subai was quite happy to have suddenly received the system. All right, now that I've activated the system, I have to keep my family safe in these chaotic times. To increase my strength, the fastest way is through the military-backed martial arts academies everywhere. Standing in front of the pet shop, Subai felt like this was his new beginning. Luckily, I have the beast taming ability now. If I find a pet, I can get an exam exemption. First step, I have to get into a martial arts academy. Although his determination was strong, it all depended on his bank balance. For the martial arts academy, I'll give it my all. I hope the more than 2,000 I've saved up over the last 10+ years can help me. As he walked into the store, Subai suddenly felt a vague sense of unease. I remember the system said it would automatically scan for things compatible with me. Why isn't there any reaction? While he was lost in thought, a store employee politely greeted him. Welcome, sir. How can I help you? Subai was snapped out of his daze and calmly introduced himself. I am a beast tamer. What kind of pets do you have? She immediately understood and quickly pointed to one side, saying, Look over there. The beast shop employee slowly introduced. That black cat, normal price, has the bloodline of a nether cat. It can easily reach silver tier. The price is 36,000 yuan. Subai immediately cried out internally. So expensive. Since she couldn't hear his inner thoughts, she cheerfully pointed to the next animal. That 4-eared dog isn't bad either. It has the bloodline of a 6-eared demon wolf. The price is only 33,000 yuan. The prices kept going up, but the store employee patiently pointed out each one. Look over here, this one. Only after a while did she turn to ask his opinion, but he had already slipped away. So which one do you think is good? Hey, where'd he go? With prices so high for a student, Subai had no choice but to give up this time. Unbelievable. What a ripoff. Just a hint of a demon beast's bloodline and the price is that high? Speaking of which, where's my system? Why aren't there many suitable options? As soon as he got home, he tossed his backpack aside and announced, I'm home. The moment he finished speaking, the system panel suddenly appeared in front of Subai, asking, Suitable creature for novice taming detected, baby turtle. Do you wish to tame it? Tame/refuse. Its sudden appearance made him jump. The system finally reacted, a baby turtle? Subai quickly walked towards his fish tank and asked, It couldn't be you, could it, little guy? Move a little. Is it the turtle Dad just got? Looking at the little turtle flipped on its back, struggling helplessly, Subai instantly became dejected. What kind of a newbie gift package is this? My first pet is a turtle and it's so small. What can this thing even do? But after thinking it over, he finally decided to tame it as the system suggested. Oh well, it's not like I can go to the battlefield to tame a demon beast right now anyway. I can just switch to a better one later. The very next second, a strange light suddenly shone upon Little Eight's body. Along with it, an information panel displayed by the system appeared before Subai. Tamed beast, baby turtle, level normal, beginner. Possesses a certain bloodline of the divine beast Zhuanwu with infinite growth potential and will eventually slay gods. Physique, 1. Defense, 3. Spirit, 1. Speed, 1. Ability, defensive turtle shell. Evolution. Method, eat. What Subai never expected was to see the words Zhuanwu bloodline, infinite growth potential, and will eventually slay gods on a turtle. He joyfully lifted Little Eight and cheered, Now that's more like it. This Zhuanwu bloodline must be incredibly valuable, right? I'm not trading it. No matter what, I'm never trading it. But his celebration was cut short by Su Xiaomei, Subai's younger sister, who shouted, What are you doing to Little Eight? That's Dad's precious pet! Seeing her charge over aggressively, Subai quickly explained, I didn't do anything. But he wasn't paying attention, and Little Eight slipped from his grasp and jumped into a bag of food. Food! I'm starving! Seeing it devour the food in the bag like a starved tiger, Subai exclaimed in shock, What kind of an appetite is that? Xiaomei also looked on curiously and asked, Turtles can eat that? Dad just fed it this morning. A wild guess suddenly formed in his mind. It seems to be eating a bit more. Could it be about to evolve? Because of this, Subai's gaze towards Little Eight softened. I'll go find more food for it. This made her cry out in disbelief. It's eating more? Half an hour later, Dad and Mom came home and froze at the doorway. Did we get robbed? Inside the chaotic, messy house, Xiaomei was clutching a bag of snacks, running for her life. This is my last bag of snacks. All to escape a starving turtle. Food! The father's face suddenly turned pale as he didn't recognize his own turtle. Is this Little Eight? The mother's face also went slack as she wondered, Turtles can run that fast? Subai had to come out awkwardly to explain, Mom, Dad, listen to me. But when he looked at the battlefield before him, he couldn't manage to say a complete sentence, falling silent amidst his messy thoughts. Forget it. Mom and Dad have worked hard enough. I shouldn't tell them that Little Eight is a bottomless pit. I'll figure out a way to solve this myself first. On the other side, Little Eight had snatched the food, much to Xiaomei's anger. You little pest! The next second, the phantom of Xuanwu suddenly emanated from its body, shocking Subai so much that he shot to his feet. It must be full from all that eating. Is the Xuanwu bloodline about to erupt? The next day, Subai returned to the beast shop alone. Little Eight's explosive phantom only appeared for a moment, then vanished. The Xuanwu bloodline still hasn't awakened, and now it's eating even more. That's why I came here. The beast shop employee recognized him as soon as she saw him and politely greeted him. Hello, you're back again. Have you decided what you need? Subai calmly walked up to her and replied, I'm not buying anything this time. Only when they were close did he lean in and whisper, I have some beast blood. Do you guys buy it? But the beast shop employee couldn't help but shout, You really have beast blood? This immediately caught the attention of the shop owner. Wait a moment. He approached and waved his hand, ordering, Go on, get back to work. She obediently bowed her head and complied. Yes, boss? When only the two of them were left, the shop owner cheerfully invited Subai. Young man, come over here and have a seat. Let's talk. I hear you have some beast blood. Could you let me see the quality first? He agreed without a moment's hesitation. Sure. The moment he brought it to his nose for a whiff, he recoiled in shock. The shopkeeper was completely certain. It was definitely beast blood, and high grade at that. But he still had to ask cautiously, How much do you want for it? Subai mysteriously held up one finger, thinking to himself, It took a lot of effort to draw this blood from Xiaoba. It has to be worth at least 100 yuan. But the shopkeeper misunderstood it as 1,000. The man immediately shot to his feet and yelled in astonishment, What? 1,000 yuan? but Subai's reaction made the shopkeeper's heart skip a beat. So he knows what he's got. Feeling flustered, the shopkeeper quickly waved his hand and countered, "Just kidding. For quality this good, it's obviously 10,000. Hearing that, Subai completely lost it. What? 10,000? The shopkeeper panicked, thinking, is that still not enough? He could only make his final offer, 15,000. That's as high as I can go. Subai was momentarily blinded by the money, but he had to stop himself from shouting out loud. He couldn't believe Xiaoba's blood was so valuable. It was hard to keep the smile from spreading across his face. To avoid completely losing his composure, he could only turn away. Fine, deal. If I weren't in desperate need of cash, I really wouldn't be selling it to you. When Subai left the shop, both the owner and his employee saw him out. Be careful on your way. And if you get any more good stuff in the future, remember to come to me. While counting the money he'd earned, Subai marveled. I never would have guessed that beast blood was this valuable. 15,000 yuan. At this rate, Xiaoba can pay for his own keep. Just then, he unexpectedly received a call from his teacher. Is this Subai? This is Ms. Li. Your academic scores have been posted and there's another important announcement. The person on the other end of the line specifically emphasized, please come to the school this afternoon to submit your college preferences. Don't be late. But when Subai tried to ask for more details, he lost the signal. Miss Li? What was the important news? Ah, this stupid phone. How could it lose the signal now? Before he could figure out what was going on, the system suddenly issued a warning. These 3 individuals harbor great malicious intent toward the host. They are currently 10 meters away. Please be careful. Target 1, elementary martial artist. Target 2, normal human. Target 3, normal human. He was floored. What is this? After giving the warning, the system disappeared again, leaving Subai alone to turn and look at the ones blocking his path. So you've already spotted us, have you? The leader skipped any lengthy introductions and just held out his hand, demanding, judging by the pet shop owner's attitude, you must have something valuable on you. Hand it over. Subai tried to explain, flustered. Guys, I went to the pet shop to sell something, not to buy something. He couldn't stop complaining to himself, why is my luck so bad? But he quickly calmed himself and analyzed the situation. If only this guy is an elementary martial artist, then I'm not totally out of options. The leader, unaware of Subai's inner thoughts, closed in on him. Look at that expression on your face. Just hand over the money. Meanwhile, Subai was silently giving an order to his little turtle, Xiaoba, retract. He pretended to reach for his things. Okay, I'll get the money. Seeing his chance, he hurled Xiaoba directly at the leader. Here! He had to quickly raise his club to block the impact from the turtle's shell. The leader roared angrily, You, this! But before he could say anything else, he was completely silenced by a kick from Subai that shattered the jewels between his legs. When they saw this, the 2 remaining underlings finally reacted. Boss! They both rushed forward to attack him. You're looking for death! How dare you touch our boss! Subai didn't have time to stick around. He quickly turned and fled, but didn't forget to ask, Getting hit by that baseball bat, you okay? Xiaoba let out a cry as if to say, it was like an itch. Hearing this, Subai couldn't help but marvel. Xiaoba's armor is really no joke. Just as the 2 goons were about to catch him, Got you! He immediately commanded his little turtle, Xiaoba, grab onto my arm tightly. The very next second, Subai stopped dead in his tracks. Then, he used his momentum to punch one of them away, while the other grabbed at nothing but air. What? Before he could even process what was happening, the remaining guy got a concussion for his troubles. Ha! As the pain subsided, the leader finally struggled back to his feet. I'm going to kill you! Subai immediately went into a throwing stance. Xiaoba, retract! Then he hurled Xiaoba right into the leader's face. This knockout blow sent him directly into unconsciousness. Once everything was taken care of, Subai gathered his belongings and said, You shouldn't have messed with me. You brought this on yourselves. When he turned to look back, he was surprised to find Xiaoba searching for something on the leader's body. Unexpectedly, it pulled out a bottle of vitality elixir and started drinking it, to Subai's complete shock. What are you eating, little guy? Did you find something good? Xiaoba had only taken a few gulps before the bottle was snatched away. After looking it over, he immediately recognized it. This is a vitality elixir. My God, one of these bottles costs tens of thousands. The next second, its entire body was suddenly enveloped in a green aura, making Subai frantic. It takes a martial artist a month to absorb that amount. You drank it all at once? Can you even digest that? And then what happened next left him even more stunned. Subai felt a blue energy enveloping his body as his system began to level up. Host. Subai. Profession. Beast Tamer. Level. Intermediate Common. Host's level increases as the pet advances. Age. 18. Physique. 16. Base. 10 points. Taming. 6 points. Agility. 12. Spirit. 22. Pet. Little Turtle. Detailed attributes available. Talent 1. Evolution. Contracted pets can evolve infinitely, with no level cap, able to surpass the God tier limit. A certain percentage of the pet's attributes and talents will be transferred to the host. The higher the level, the higher the percentage. Talent 2, Turtle Skin Defense. Consumes a portion of stamina to activate. When triggered, it covers the host's skin with a layer of turtle skin, offering excellent defense. The stats had suddenly shot up. This vitality elixir is really powerful. The stats increased by so much, and I got a new talent too. Additionally, the system displayed another set of information. Tamed Beast, Little Turtle. Rank, Intermediate Common. Black Tortoise Bloodline not yet activated. At the official Bronze rank, a portion of the bloodline will be activated and attributes will soar. Physique, 32. Defense, 38. Agility, 10. Spirit, 10. Talent, 1. Turtle Armor. Retracts entire body into shell, forming a defensive posture. Can increase defense by 300%. While in turtle armor state, cannot move or attack. Talent, 2. Turtle Skin. Consumes a certain amount of stamina to enhance defense by 50 to 100%. Meanwhile, Xiaoba had completely transformed, to Subai's amazement. Physique 32, defense 38, it's even gotten bigger. While reviewing the information the system provided, he made an assessment. I remember them teaching this in class. Even for a strength-type mutated beast, a high stat at the common level is only around 30. It's this strong without its bloodline activated. I wonder what will happen when it is. All done, Subai said gently to his companion. All right, you're done eating. Let's get out of here quickly. Sometime later at school, a teacher's calm voice rang out. The academic scores have been announced. Today we will be collecting your application preferences, and another important announcement. Miss Lee stood at the podium, constantly reminding her students. Tomorrow, the special instructors from the Martial Arts University will come to our school to conduct the special ability test for applicants. Just like in previous years, there will be 2 exam exemption spots available. Yanran couldn't help but whisper, Subai, have you thought it through? Are you applying to the Liberal Arts Institute or the Martial Arts University? Without a moment's hesitation, Subai answered decisively, The Martial Arts University. I have to get into the Martial Arts University. His answer left her completely stunned. Didn't we agree to apply to the Liberal Arts Institute together? The Martial Arts University means going to the battlefield. Do you have any idea how dangerous the battlefield is? Yanran even tried to remind him, besides, with your grades. Regarding that point, he was very nonchalant, thinking, but the battlefield needs people too, so it should be fine. Subai then expressed his own dream. I'm going to the front lines to protect the people who are important to me. When she saw him turn to look at her, she was startled and thought hopefully, important people? Could he mean me? Suddenly, another teacher approached and asked, Lin Yanran, which university are you applying to? Seeing Yanran hesitate, Subai thought to himself, she definitely hasn't awakened her special ability, and she hasn't trained her body, so she'll probably choose the Liberal Arts Institute. But Yanran said, I haven't decided yet. I need to think about it a little more. Ms. Lee, at the podium, loudly emphasized the importance of the matter. For every one of you, this is a crucial choice. Take your report cards, go home, and discuss it with your parents. You must submit your application preferences by tomorrow at the latest. After covering the main points, she began to dismiss the class. Class dismissed. The students started buzzing. Yes, ma'am. After returning home, it was time to take off her restrictive underwear and to sink into a warm bath strewn with flower petals. As Yanran enjoyed the life of a rich young lady, she picked up her phone and called, Subai. She shyly revealed the news to her crush. I've decided to go to the Martial Arts University too, and I have a surprise for you. Subai, on the other end, was cleaning turtle poop but still took a few minutes to answer the phone. You've got to be kidding me. You're applying to the Martial Arts University? Knowing he didn't believe her, Yanran on the other end wanted to reveal something. I've made up my mind. Also, just then, the sight of little Ba sneaking food caught his eye, so Subai didn't give her a chance to speak and cut her off directly. Okay, I can't talk anymore. I've got something important to do. As soon as the call ended, Subai's roar echoed throughout the neighborhood. Little Ba, you useless thing. All you do is eat and nothing else. Your poop, it stinks to high heaven. On stage one day, a teacher's introduction rang out. Students, please give a warm welcome to Instructor Zhang Kai from the Martial Arts University, who is here to say a few words to everyone. Ms. Lee spoke as she stepped aside, yielding the stage to the guest. He is an alumnus of our school, and also a martial artist who graduated from here. As soon as Zhang Kai took control of the program, he began his speech. 1 year ago, 126 students from this school were accepted into the Martial Arts University. Today, 65 of them are still alive. 2 years ago, 98 were accepted. Today, 32 remain. Every piece of information he shared made the students in the audience hesitate. 3 years ago, 86 were accepted. Today, 11 are still alive. Students, I'm not telling you this to scare you, but to make you understand that getting into the Martial Arts University is not something to be proud of. But these words did nothing to affect the determination and passion shining in Subai's eyes. To him, it meant facing duty, responsibility, danger, and protecting his family and country. To conclude, Zhang Kai asked the students below in a powerful voice, The martial arts university is a place that trains the strong. Do you want to become strong? They all shouted in unison, "We do!" which pleased him greatly. Good. I look forward to your performance in the exam. When the meeting ended, Ms. Lee unexpectedly brought Zhang Kai over to find him. Subai. This left Subai bewildered. Yes? Seeing the person who had come to see him, he asked curiously, Instructor Zhang, is something wrong? Zhang Kai asked back, You're Subai? Although he didn't understand, Subai readily admitted, Yes, I'm Subai. A second later, the man dropped a bombshell. You've received direct admission into the martial arts university. Go there and get ready for the school term to begin. Subai, completely stunned, pointed to himself and asked, What? I got direct admission? Zhang Kai didn't say much, just urged him calmly, That's right, Subai. There's a bus waiting for you at the school gate. The surrounding students who heard the news were a mix of admiration, envy, and disbelief. Subai got direct admission. He must have some serious connections. I'm so jealous. A little while later, the bus carrying the directly admitted students finally stopped in front of the university gate. Everyone, we've arrived at the martial arts university. Please get off the bus in an orderly fashion. Subai and the others, dazed, got off the bus with their luggage. So, this is the martial arts university? In the distance, an instructor was already waiting. Students, follow me. The first thing that caught their eye was a giant stone pillar at the school gate. That stone is huge. The instructor proudly introduced it. This is our school motto. Witnessing this, Subai thought to himself, the martial arts university's motto is so powerful. They continued to carry their luggage onto the campus, following the instructor's lead. Everyone, follow me this way. I'll take you to get your training uniforms and then to the dormitories. A short while later, she had led them to one of the buildings. Ahead is the men's dormitory. You can go to your dorms to rest first. Change into the training uniforms we just handed out. Someone will announce the time for the placement test later. After she finished her instructions, they all replied in unison, Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Voices could be heard from room 303. In the early stages of a martial artist's training, resources are the most important thing. And as it happened, this was also Subai's room. This is the place. Jia Kong was currently bragging to his roommates, Recently, my father acquired a few drops of very rare mutant beast blood in Jade Mountain. Then, he had a medicine grandmaster craft them into 3 vials of top-quality body-cleansing potion. This stuff is truly rare. Jatun looked at the vial in his hand with awe. Is this really the color of mutant beast blood? I've never seen it before. Xiang'an, standing beside them, couldn't help but sigh. My family has bought blood chi powder before, but this is the first time I've ever seen such rare mutant beast blood. While they were still discussing the rare blood vial, Subai cheerfully walked in. Hey guys, I'm Subai. I'm also in dorm 303. Seeing the new roommate arrive, Jakang set the matter aside and said, You're Subai? Well, our dorm room is full now. My name is Han Jakang. He also casually introduced another person. This is Tao Jiatun. While Xiang'an introduced himself, I'm Fan Xiang'an. Subai politely greeted them once more. Nice to meet you all. Jiatun enthusiastically brought the topic back for everyone to chat about. Don't be a stranger. From now on, we're all brothers in this dorm. Subai, you should come check out the rare mutant beast blood that Han Jakang's dad bought. Hearing this, Jakang became even more animated. My dad had a lot of people searching all over the country for it. He couldn't help but sigh. They finally found it in Jade Mountain, but unfortunately, there were only 3 drops. As soon as Subai heard that, he immediately realized, Jade Mountain, 3 drops. That's the stuff I sold. So he pretended to ask casually, Rare mutant beast blood like that must be incredibly valuable, right? When Jiakong heard this, he became even more smug and revealed, it wasn't that expensive. Each drop of rare mutant beast blood was only a little over 30,000. The 3 drops totaled less than 100,000. It was small change. Subai realized he had been tricked, but could only swallow his anger. That cunning old fox. I only sold it for 30,000 and he resold it for nearly 100,000. That damn middleman. While they were talking, a commotion suddenly erupted downstairs, drawing the attention of the entire room. Hey, look! There's an absolutely beautiful girl below our dorm. I'm definitely voting for her in the campus bell election this year. They bluntly assessed her. That figure, those long legs. She's my goddess. The dorm manager was also surprised to see her. This is the men's dormitory. Who are you looking for? Jatun could only stand by the window and admire the beauty. So beautiful. The martial arts university is really something else. She has to be the campus belle. Jakang immediately agreed. You said it. Xiang'an, however, was curious. I wonder who this beautiful girl is here to see. He got his answer immediately when Yanran revealed with a bright smile, Ma'am, I'm looking for Subai. Hearing the name, the dorm manager looked up and shouted, Subai! Who's Subai? Get down here! There's a beautiful girl here looking for you! The 3 roommates turned in shock to look at the newcomer, Tabak. But Tabak, having heard his name, had already started to leave, saying, I'll go down first. As soon as he left, the 3 of them put on judgmental expressions. The campus beauty came looking for Tabak? No way, how can that be? Our brother, Tabak, not bad. The moment Yen Yin saw her crush appear, she praised him aloud. Tabak, you look quite imposing in that training uniform. Tabak didn't pay it much mind, just smiled faintly and asked, "Oh, really?" A second later, she personally adjusted the clothes he was wearing. This looks even more handsome. The intimate gesture stunned Tabak for a moment. Jia Kang shouted in frustration, "The campus beauty is even fixing Tabak's collar!" The guys in the next room started throwing trash down below, yelling, "Who is this Tobak? Don't touch my goddess!" Huang'an gritted his teeth when he saw, "It looks like their hands just touched." Yen Yin paid no attention to this, asking worriedly, "Oh, right, Tubak, about the direct admission to the school. You're not mad, are you?" Tubak knew what she wanted to say and calmly replied, "No, but I was planning on taking the exam myself." He even gently patted Yen Yin's head to comfort her. "But you were just doing it for my own good. Anyway, thank you." Hearing that, she pouted a little. "What are you thanking me for? I thought you'd be angry." Tubak immediately refuted, "How could I be?" With everything settled, Yen Yin happily stuffed a bag she had prepared into his hand and said, "Oh, right, the entrance exam is the day after tomorrow. Here's some cultivation medicine I prepared for you." Tubak flusteredly tried to refuse. "You've already helped me enough. You should keep it for yourself." After handing him the items, she immediately ran off so he wouldn't have a chance to return them. "Tubak, I'm heading off. See you tomorrow." This left Tubak speechless. This girl. Meanwhile, the guys in the dormitory were starting to go crazy. "Who the hell is this kid? Did he just stroke her hair just now? Investigate who this punk is! How dare he steal my goddess!" The moment he entered the room, Jia Tuan sidled up to ask, "Brother To, you and that girl just now?" But before he could finish, Jia Kang interrupted. "Brother To, come sit over here." Tabak, however, had no idea what was going on. "Huh? Why are you calling me brother?" Their pulling and tugging left him utterly bewildered. "Goddess? What goddess?" One of them massaged Tabak's hand while saying, "You're too modest. The girl downstairs just now." Hearing that, Tabak understood who they were talking about. "My high school classmate." Jia Kang quickly seized on this information and started pushing. "Brother To, we're brothers in the same dorm. With a connection to the goddess like that, asking her to introduce some of her friends to us brothers shouldn't be a problem, right?" He was put into an awkward position. Well, he even took it upon himself to decide. "How about this, Brother To? Since it's the first time we brothers have met in the dorm, we'll arrange for a place to have dinner later. We can eat and chat." Then, without giving Tabak a chance to speak, they just left. "It's settled then, let's go." "All right, you just rest up. We'll go make the arrangements." This left him unsure of what to say. But Tabak quickly put the matter out of his mind. He walked over to his bag and took Tubat out of his luggage. "These brothers are pretty interesting. Right, let's go out and get some fresh air." Before leaving, he took the chance to check the items from the bag Yen Yin gave him. It was blood key powder. "Tubat, you're in for a treat again." Tabak's expression suddenly became unusually sinister. He slowly turned his head to look at his little turtle and reminded it, "Tubat, after you finish this blood key powder, you know what you have to do, right?" That same evening, at a certain restaurant where the forced gathering was taking place, a high-end restaurant like this, it couldn't have been easy. Isn't this a bit much? "Brother To, tonight, all you need to do is eat and drink your fill. I'll take care of everything else." Jia Kang was the first to raise his glass for a toast. "Coming to study at Vodai and being able to befriend brothers, especially someone like Brother To, I, Han Jia Kang, feel very fortunate. I'll toast to that." The other two happily chimed in, "Us too, let's drink." Seeing this, Tobak became even more jovial. Sit down, sit down. Since we're going to be roommates in the future, don't be so formal." Knowing what they wanted to ask for, he cut straight to the chase. "Lam Yen Yen and I were high school friends. Getting her to introduce you to some of her friends probably won't be a problem. We'll talk about that later. Jia Kang, right now, there's something I might need your help with." Jia Kang replied curiously, "Brother To, just say the word." As he spoke, Tabak placed the vial of Tubat's blood chi on the table and said, "It's nothing major. I just have a bit of blood from a rare beast and wanted to ask for your help." Jiatun recognized it at a glance. "Jia Kang, Brother To's beast blood is a higher grade than the one you had before." With his worldly eyes, he immediately determined, "This beast blood. It's definitely a level I've never seen before." Jia Kang excitedly stood up and dialed a number. "Brother To, your beast blood is truly too rare. I'm afraid I might misjudge it. I'm going to call my father right now to have him give an appraisal." Tabak sat calmly to the side and said, "All right, don't rush. You make the call first, then we'll eat." He happily agreed. The moment Jia Kang's father answered the phone, he launched into a long lecture. "Xiao Kang, out of money again? I sent you to Vodai to work hard and become a strong man, not to fool around and waste your life away all day." This made it hard for him to get a word in. Dad, listen to me. I don't need money. I have something important." Only when his father fell silent for a moment could Jia Kang finally explain over the phone. My classmate has 7 drops of rare beast blood he wants to sell. The quality is even better than the 3 drops you bought last time. I can't estimate the price, so... Hearing this, Jia Kang's father was instantly shaken. He quickly asked, "What? Higher quality than last time and there are 7 drops? Are you sure you're not mistaken?" On the other end of the line, his son affirmed with certainty, "Dad, it's absolutely real. If you don't believe me, come see for yourself." His father immediately urged, "Send me your address. I'll bring Master Tao over right away." Jia Kang obediently complied. Yes. 1 hour later, after finishing his appraisal, Master Tao declared, "Top quality. This is definitely top quality." While using a scanner to evaluate it, Master Tao exclaimed, "The energy contained within is something this old man has never seen in his entire life. They are the purest blood drops of a common grade rare beast. These 7 drops of blood essence, if this old man were to refine them, I could at least create 1 marrow-cleansing pill." Jia Kang's father was still a bit skeptical. "Master Tao, isn't that appraisal a bit too high?" The master stated decisively, "There is absolutely no mistake. Even if we use top-of-the-line equipment to measure it, the value of this blood essence could only be higher than this old man's assessment." Jia Kang excitedly said to Tobak, who was sitting at the table enjoying his wine, "I never expected your beast blood to be this incredible." Master Tao hurried over to ask to buy it. "Young man, do you know how much this beast blood of yours is worth?" But he replied righteously, "Uncle Han, Master Tao, my friend has entrusted this to me. These drops of rare beast blood are not for sale for money. He only wishes to trade for an equivalent amount of chi medicine." Jia Kang's father became more pensive than ever. "Is that so?" Finally, he made a decision. "Since you and Xiao Kang are classmates, as a senior, I naturally can't let you get the short end of the stick. I'll take all 7 of these drops. Afterwards, I will arrange for someone to bring you 4 bottles of chi medicine. What do you think?" Tabak happily replied, "All right, then thank you, Uncle Han." "Not only that," Jia Kang's father continued, "in addition, he suddenly made a series of proposals and offers. Little friend Tabak, would you like to join our Han family? In the future, our Han family can provide you with all your cultivation resources, free of charge, and without even needing to think, Tabak quickly waved his hand to refuse. "Thank you for the invitation, Uncle Han, but I currently have no intention of joining a clan." But Jia Kang's father continued to press, "Little friend Tabak, I advise you to give our Han family some more thought." Just then, a steely voice suddenly cut through their conversation. Tabak said, "He doesn't want to join the Han family." An angry Yen Yin pushed the door open and strode into the dining room. "And that means no one can force you to join any clan." Her brows were tightly furrowed, her voice filled with displeasure. "Did you people hear me clearly?" Tabak stared, completely dumbfounded. "Yen Yin? Why are you here?" Jia Kang also had no idea what was happening. "Isn't that the goddess Yen Yin? Why is the goddess here?" Yen Yin took a moment to explain. "I just happened to come here for something. I didn't expect to run into everyone." Jia Kang's father asked with displeasure, "Where did this kid come from?" Master Tao leaned in and whispered into his ear, "Family head, this girl is... this girl." Her identity left Jia Kang's father completely stunned. "What? She's..." Once Yen Yen's identity was confirmed, Uncle Han changed his attitude almost without hesitation. The initial tense expression on his face quickly vanished, replaced by a rare, amiable smile. "It's a misunderstanding, just a misunderstanding, little friend. Tabak and my humble son are classmates, good brothers." In stark contrast to his politeness, Yen Yen seemed to pay no mind to his explanation. She quickly turned to Tobak, her face showing an unconcealable look of anticipation. "Tobak, are you heading back to school? Let's go back together." He gently agreed. "Okay, my business here is finished anyway." Right after that, without another moment's hesitation, Yen Yen directly pulled Tobak's hand and left. Her movements were so natural, without a shred of hesitation. He only had time to wave goodbye. "Uncle Han, farewell. Jia Kang, see you at the dorms." The old man stood there, his eyes following the two as they walked away. "All right, little friend Tabak. Take care." However, Jia Kang clearly wasn't ready to give up. His eyes were glued to Yen Yen's retreating back. "Goddess, wait a second, I'm heading back to school too!" Unfortunately, before he could finish, Uncle Han clapped a hand on his shoulder, holding him back. "What do you mean, going back? You're coming back with me." The old man's gaze became much deeper and more solemn than before. Every word he spoke carried a tone of admonishment. "Little Kang, build a good relationship with Tobak. The Han family might just flourish under your leadership because of it." While the young man's face was still blank with confusion, Uncle Han continued in a low, emphatic voice. "Also, you must keep a safe distance from that girl named Lam Yen Yen. A very respectful distance, do you understand?" From outside, Jia Kang's utterly astonished voice could be heard. "Dad, are Brother Tu and Goddess Yen Yen really that amazing? How come I didn't see it?" 2 days later, on the training grounds of Vodai University, all the students had gathered in front of the school field to listen to an announcement. In the time to come, all of you will participate in the freshman special training, and the location for this training is, the instructor emphasized loudly, the Myriad Races battlefield. Hearing this, the students below began to murmur amongst themselves. Are we really going to the Myriad Races battlefield for special training? That's way too dangerous. Another chimed in, yeah, failing the special training is one thing, but I don't want to lose my life. Knowing they were anxious, the teacher immediately reassured them. There's no need to worry. I have already inspected the area for this special training. We will be responsible for your safety. Standing on the high platform, Truong Kai announced resonantly, next, you will be divided into classes of 50 students each. Each class will have a bronze-level instructor as their homeroom teacher. Your homeroom teacher will give you instructions for this special training. Today, I wish all you freshmen a victorious return. When the speech ended, everyone dispersed. Yen Yen excitedly ran over and called out, "To Bak! We've been assigned to the same class!" Behind them, Jia Kang was cheering enthusiastically, "Goddess! Goddess Yen Yen!" Jia Tuan shared the sentiment. "This is so exciting, to think we got put in the same class as the goddess." He smiled, his eyes crinkling, and his voice held a hint of teasing. You didn't happen to arrange this on purpose, did you?" Just then, a female instructor walked up and called out, "Class 8 students, gather over here!" Her graceful appearance made the male students stare, and she took the initiative to introduce herself. "I am Liu Vu Hin, your instructor for this special training." Her voice was even as she began. "The mission for this special training will be..." The male students, who may or may not have been listening, just crowded around and swooned, "Beautiful!" Another stammered, "This is..." One guy exclaimed, "And she's so hot too!" Vu Hin professionally continued to relay the information. "Next is your first assignment." Her eyes suddenly sharpened as she hissed out 3 words, "Write your wills." Those words snapped the students back to reality. Everyone's face was filled with alarm as they asked, "What?" A stunned young man repeated, "Write our wills?" However, Vu Hin offered no further explanation and just ordered loudly, "I'm giving you 1 day to finish writing your wills. At 8 a.m. tomorrow, assemble at the teleportation plaza. We depart for the Myriad Races battlefield. Don't anyone be late." After hearing this, one male student couldn't hide his anxiety. "Is it really not going to be life-threatening? I still want to carry on my family line." The girl next to him obediently complied. "I need to go back and write my will. I really have a lot to say to my parents." Amidst the bustling crowd, Yen Yen approached and probed, "To Bak, do you have any plans?" He answered with a pensive look, "I haven't prepared anything. I'm heading back to the dorm first." She nodded happily. "Okay, then I'll see you tomorrow." Jia Kang, full of spirit, said to his friends, "We're heading to the battlefield tomorrow morning, so what should we prepare for it?" Not long after, at the dormitory, he made an invitation. "Brother To, we're heading to the battlefield tomorrow. Let's all go out and have some fun today. You in?" But Tabak just smiled and politely declined. "I have something to do. I can't make it. You guys go ahead and have fun." Jia Kang said enthusiastically, "All right then. If you need anything, Brother To, I'll bring it back for you. You can call us anytime." He replied softly, "Okay." But he didn't leave, instead sitting down to tap on Little Eight's back and remarked, "Brother To, this turtle you're raising is pretty interesting. Its shell is really hard." Tabak gave a brief introduction. "My pet. His name is Little Eight. He's a real glutton." Jia Kang praised with amusement. "A little interesting." Finally, he stood up and waved goodbye. "Well, we're off, Brother To." Huang An also chirped cheerfully. "See you later, Brother To." He replied happily, "All right, you guys have fun." After everyone had left, Tabak took out 3 vials of chi and blood powder and said with a smirk, "You really are a glutton who only knows how to eat. Today I'll let you eat your fill. When we get to the Myriad Races battlefield, you better perform well for me." Seeing Little Eight devour the bowl like a starving tiger, he said gently, "Go on and eat slowly. No one's going to take it from you." A moment later, a new notification arrived from the system. "Congratulations! Your pet turtle hatchling has been promoted to a high-grade normal exotic beast. The master's level has also increased, and you have received the turtle hatchling's new talent, Heavy Strike." The information panel updated immediately. Tamed beast, turtle hatchling. Rank, high-grade normal. Constitution, 64. Defense, 78. Agility, 20. Spirit, 20. Talent, 1. Turtle shell defense. Retracts the entire body into the turtle shell, forming a defensive posture. This skill increases defense by 300%, but while in the turtle shell defense state, the beast cannot move or attack. Talent 2. Turtle skin defense. Consumes a certain amount of stamina to increase defense by 50% to 100%. Talent 3. Heavy Strike. Consumes a certain amount of stamina to increase attack power by 100% to 200%. The more stamina consumed, the stronger the attack. Tabak's profile panel was also adjusted. Master, Tabak. Class, Beast Tamer. Rank, Common, High Grade. Age, 18. Constitution, 28. Base, Constitution, 15. Inherited attribute from Tamed Beast, 13 points. Agility, 19. Base attribute, 15. Inherited attribute from Tamed Beast, 4 points. Spirit, 34. Base attribute, 30. Inherited attribute from Tamed Beast, 4 points. Tamed Beast, Turtle Hatchling, Common Rank. Inherits 20% of attributes. The inheritance ratio will gradually increase as the pet's level rises. Next rank, Bronze, can inherit 30%. Talent 1, Infinite Evolution of the Contracted Tamed Beast, which enhances the master's abilities. Talent 2, Turtle Skin Defense. Consumes a certain amount of stamina to increase defense by 50% to 100%. Talent 3, Heavy Strike. Consumes a certain amount of stamina to increase attack power by 100% to 200%. After reading, his face showed clear delight, and he couldn't stop praising. As expected, with the help of the chi and blood powder, Little 8 leveled up again. The growth of its 3 stats is incredible. Not bad, Little 8. When we get to the Myriad Races battlefield, we'll fight a ferocious battle together. Are you ready? The next morning, all the freshmen had gathered at the plaza. A loud, clear voice rang out. Reporting to the instructor. The trainees are assembled and ready to charge into the battlefield at any time. This person, already wearing a helmet, saluted and spoke decisively, awaiting your orders. Truong Kai, with his hands clasped solemnly behind his back, declared, Open the first teleportation formation. Prepare for teleportation. The man immediately obeyed. Yes, sir. After that, the students lined up to step through the gate one by one. Jia Kang marveled from a distance. A teleportation gate this big. You'd only see something like this at Vodai. Yen Yin gently touched Tabak's shoulder, her eyes filled with worry as she reminded him, Tabak, once we get to the Myriad Races battlefield, you absolutely have to be careful. He turned, a confident smirk on his lips as he replied, Don't worry, we'll definitely complete the mission smoothly. Her clear voice encouraged him, Good luck! At the moment of crossing, Wu Hin stood behind, guiding the students. Relax your entire body. Prepare for teleportation. Tabak replied on their behalf, Understood. A while later, everyone was a mix of excitement and bewilderment as they stepped into the new space. Jia Kang sounded thrilled. So this is the inside of the military base on the Myriad Races battlefield? The place looked incredibly grand, with lots of advanced equipment. A voice confirmed, It really is. We've actually been teleported here. The male students continued to joke around. This is insane. Seeing the students gathering and chattering endlessly, the atmosphere gradually became chaotic. At that moment, a hoarse voice carrying palpable killing intent suddenly boomed, All of you, shut the hell up! Seeing this, Wu Hin stepped forward to diffuse the unnecessary tension. Deputy Commander Leap Dao, you flatter us. They're all just greenhorns who've never seen anything like this before. Leap Dao, his face covered in scars that gave him the air of an old-school gangster, stepped forward. His eyes were cold as ice, and his tall, imposing figure moved with authority as he introduced himself. I am the Deputy Commander of Military Base F-269. You can call me Deputy Commander or Commanding Officer. Here, I don't care if you're trainees or instructors. Once you're on my turf, you follow my orders. As soon as he finished speaking, he immediately growled a question, his voice echoing across the field. Is that clear? She and all the students answered in unison, Yes, sir! After a short pause, Lai Dao continued speaking, his tone carrying a hint of coldness. Your luck isn't so bad today. My team just finished a battle. Down below, Jia Gang frowned and muttered in discontent. Isn't he just a vice captain? What's so special about him? Su Bai calmly explained, looking at the scars on his face. He's definitely an officer with a wealth of experience. Lai Dao didn't give them any more time to chat, quickly assigning their task in a stern voice. Your first mission is to clean up the battlefield. While you're at it, eliminate any remaining Nether cats. This is a suitable training mission for rookies like you who have just entered the battlefield. At this point, he didn't forget to reveal the most important part. For every Nether cat you eliminate, you'll receive military merit points. You can go to the logistics department and exchange those merit points for blood chi powder and various levels of stamina potions to help you grow stronger. The moment he said that, Jia Toon couldn't help but clench his fists, his eyes burning with excitement. So it's true. High risk comes with high reward. A pleased smile spread across his face, too. So, military merits can be exchanged for potions. No wonder so many people risk their lives to come to the 10,000 Races battlefield. As if he had long seen through the thoughts of these freshmen, Li Dao let out a faint smile, his voice tinged with ridicule. You kids, I can tell you're all itching to get started. Fine, we move out immediately. Follow me. The students immediately roared an enthusiastic reply, their voices resounding, Understood! In his heart, Su Bai was also silently cheering. I need to rack up a lot of merit points to exchange for some potions. Little 8 is in for a treat this time. A while later, he led the group of students away from the training ground, walking slowly towards the medical area deep within the camp. As they walked, he introduced it coldly. These patients are all straight from the battlefield. A man who had lost both his legs was clutching his head and moaning, "Damn it!" The woman with the severed arm next to him was writhing and screaming, "It hurts so much." Oh. The gruesome scene made many students' faces turn pale. Jiatun swallowed nervously, his voice filled with a mix of horror and disbelief. Were they all injured by nether cats? Jiagang suddenly felt a chill run down his spine. No way. Aren't nether cats supposed to be the lowest level monsters? How can they be this terrifying? In the crowd, a female student finally couldn't take the pressure anymore and screamed in terror, "If even the lowest level nether cats are this dangerous, will I even make it back home alive?" Wu Xin frowned at the sight and immediately scolded her, her strict voice leaving no room for argument. "Quiet down. What do you think the 10,000 races battlefield is? Once you enrolled in a martial arts university, you should have been prepared to face danger at all times." To one side, Yanran's face was etched with anxiety as she instructed him carefully. "Subai, when we get to the battlefield, you have to stay by my side. I don't want anything to happen to you." In her heart, she thought, "It seems we must always be on guard on the 10,000 races battlefield." Hearing this, he nodded, his gaze becoming much more serious. "All right. You be careful too." Just then, a soldier's loud voice echoed down from the mezzanine floor above, "Report to the vice captain!" While on duty guarding the north gate of the camp today, we have eliminated 35 beasts that attacked the camp. Awaiting instructions. After hearing the report, Lai Dao gave the order without hesitation. "Good. Open the gate. Let these rookies see what the 10,000 races battlefield is really like." The soldier immediately responded with a powerful voice, "Yes, Vice Captain." Immediately after, the massive camp gate slowly opened to the sound of a deep, majestic, and booming command, "Open the gates." Wu Xin turned her head and seriously reminded the students behind her, "Vice Captain Lai Dao will be leading the team himself. This is a rare opportunity, so you must perform well." The students immediately responded in unison, their voices still trembling but orderly. "Understood." For once, a faint smile appeared on his face, and he uttered a sentence that sent a chill down everyone's spine. "You little brats, you did leave your farewell letters at the post office, right? From this moment on, you'll be walking side by side with the Grim Reaper." As soon as the gate opened, hordes of nether cats charged forward. Behind them, the cannons on the city walls boomed continuously, flashes of fire never ending. A student panicked. "Is this the battlefield?" Another said in a grim voice. "This is brutal." At that moment, a soldier fighting on the front line suddenly turned his head, as if he had noticed something unusual. He quickly ran over and asked with confusion, "Deputy Battalion Commander, why did you come here yourself?" Lai Dao answered brusquely, "Cut the crap. Dispatch one squad of soldiers. Follow me and protect this group of cadets." The soldier immediately complied. "Yes, sir." Immediately after, Wu Xin, holding a tablet, quickly gave orders to all the students, her decisive voice ringing out, "Everyone, listen up! We will now proceed to Military Zone F269. It's a forest where the beasts have already been cleared out. Your mission is to retrieve the beast cores from the bodies of the nether cats on the battlefield." The crowd stood in neat rows, listening as Lia Dao confirmed, "Are you rookies ready?" They all shouted in unison, "Ready!" In the distance, a commander waved his hand. "Move out." "Over here," the lead soldier instructed his comrades. "Assault squad, follow me. Provide protection for the entire journey." The same soldier from before spoke up to reassure her. "Instructor Liu, don't worry. Cleaning up the battlefield isn't dangerous. Having these new martial arts university students go out to kill enemies is basically suicide. We wouldn't have the heart for that. Still, why is the deputy battalion commander personally leading the protection detail?" Lai Dao answered with a scowl. "You talk too much, kid. Don't ask questions you shouldn't be asking." He quickly shut his mouth. "Understood." Wu Xin then spoke up gratefully. "Then we'll have to trouble Deputy Battalion Commander Li Dao for this trip." He affirmed seriously, "It's no trouble. These new students from the Martial Arts University are all future soldiers on the battlefield. Protecting them is also my duty." At the same time, in the Imperial capital, the Supreme Military Command Center of the Dragon Kingdom, an urgent voice rang out, "Reporting to the Chief of Staff, an emergency situation." The other person quickly demanded, "Report." The subordinate nervously delivered the breaking news. The latest intelligence from the 10,000 races battlefield shows a large number of beasts breaching our country's defense line. Currently, more than 20 golden-ranked masters from the Nethercat tribe have joined the battle, launching successive attacks on military bases along the 12 southwestern border routes, such as D128 and D140. His expression grim, he issued a directive. Immediately investigate the direction of the beast's advance. Relay orders to all military bases to strengthen their defenses. This is the time when new students enter the 10,000 races battlefield for training. They are the future of the Dragon Kingdom. There must be absolutely no mistakes. The subordinate acknowledged the order. Understood. Cutting back to Military Zone F269, Wu Xin urged loudly, "Clean up the battlefield. Be quick about it." Lai Dao's voice added, "Every extra minute we linger here, the more dangerous it becomes. Over here, Yan Ran's hand was holding up a fang as she enthusiastically revealed, Su Bai, the fur, skin, blood, flesh, teeth, and claws of the nether cats are all materials that can be used to craft weapons and potions. He nodded in understanding. No wonder so many people want to come to this dangerous 10,000 races battlefield. Precious materials are everywhere. Little 8 is in for another treat. Meanwhile, Jiatun laughed with joy. I got another beast core. I'm gonna be rich this time. Next, as Subai operated his system panel, he calculated, if I collect a few more beast cores and go back to exchange them for some blood chi powder, Little 8 can level up again. But suddenly, it flashed a series of urgent alarms. Warning, area is desolate and quiet. A large number of beast tracks have been discovered around the base. Reinforcements are temporarily unavailable. Extremely dangerous. 164 variant nether cats are rapidly approaching. They carry clear hostile intent. Threat is located 3 kilometers from the host in the direction of the southwestern forest. Host is advised to be on high alert. High-level threat, 5 stars, extremely dangerous. Lethal threat, 4 stars, extremely dangerous. He realized with a start, this is a danger warning. In his shock, Subai blurted out, the last warning was just for a junior martial artist. I can't believe this one is a 5-star lethal threat. Noticing him suddenly talking to himself, Yanran asked with concern, Subai, what's wrong with you? But he didn't answer and ran off, making her wonder, where are you going? Subai, however, sprinted straight to the base of a tree, waving and shouting, Instructor Liu! There's trouble! Southwest direction! I can feel a large group of beasts attacking us! Wu Xin looked down in surprise. Since she was already at a high vantage point, she scanned the horizon but saw nothing out of the ordinary. Wu Xin jumped down angrily and yelled, Subai! This is the 10,000 races battlefield, not a place for you to fool around. If you cause the other students to panic, do you have any idea what the consequences will be? But he maintained his resolute attitude. Instructor Liu, I'm not kidding. There really is a large group of beasts attacking. Suddenly, Lia Dao appeared behind Subai and questioned him with a glare. Your name is Subai. You say you can feel beasts attacking, but I can guarantee you there are no beasts attacking within a 2-kilometer radius. Despite this, he firmly insisted, Deputy Battalion Commander, I'm not joking. There are at least 100 nether cats, 3 kilometers out heading towards us. After hearing this, he just sneered mockingly, Are you saying your sensory abilities are stronger than mine? Seeing that the atmosphere was getting tense, Wu Xin softened her tone to defend him. Deputy Battalion Commander, this is Subai's first time on the battlefield. He might be overly stressed and thinking subjectively. Please don't hold it against him. Model, just then, Yanran stepped forward to speak in his defense. Before this is properly investigated, no one should jump to conclusions. I believe what Subai said. Her words gave Li Dao pause. That's when he thumped his chest and declared boldly, The beasts are getting closer. Please, everyone, trust me. I'm a beast tamer esper with a special ability to sense danger. Wu Xing was stunned and doubtful. What? You're an esper? Why isn't that registered with the school? Subai quickly explained everything. I was directly admitted when I enrolled, so the school has no record of me being an esper. Hearing this hot gossip, the other students started murmuring, What? Subai's an esper? Another male student looked skeptical. I can't believe Subai is a beast tamer esper. How come I've never seen his tamed beast? While everyone was still doubtful, a young man ran up screaming, Nether cats! What Subai said is true! Wu Xing was completely floored. I can't believe there really are nether cats. Li Dao, however, immediately began directing his troops. All units get in close to me. Form a defensive perimeter. After that, all the students quickly gathered as his urgent voice continued to command, Move it! Step on it, you guys! Comms officer, contact the base immediately and request reinforcements. The man immediately reported back. Reporting, Vice Battalion Commander. We just received word from the base. They've also detected a large number of beasts around their perimeter. They are unable to provide reinforcements at this time. Faced with this situation, Wu Xing couldn't help but worry. Li Dao, are there really over 100 beasts attacking? Without reinforcements, these students have no combat ability. His expression tensed as he drew his weapon and admitted, Subai's senses were right. I can feel a swarm of beasts rapidly approaching us. Next, Li Dao turned to his comrade and ordered loudly, Deputy, assign 4 soldiers and use all your strength to protect these 2 students. He replied, Roger that. But Subai flatly refused. I can fight. I don't need protection. From the forest, a low-rank bronze nether cat burst out, bearing its fangs and claws. The next second, they swarmed forward in a ferocious attack. Li Dao fired back while continuously directing, Counterattack! Protect the students! The battlefield instantly turned brutal as the nether cats slaughtered scores of soldiers. Someone screamed in panic, These aren't cats! They're more like a pack of tigers! In this dire situation, Li Dao shouted, Form a defensive line! Meanwhile, Wu Xing fought while reassuring the students, We just have to withstand the nether cat's first wave of attack, and we can defeat them. She continued to encourage them. Students of the Martial Arts University, do you remember your oath? Seeing the ferocious nether cats charging at the new recruits, the deputy yelled in terror, "Look out!" Facing the sharp claws, they stood their ground and recited loudly, starting with Subai, "With my chest," followed by the voices of Yanran and the others, "I shall be the unbreachable wall for the Dragon Kingdom." Suddenly, a streak of green light shot down from the sky. Unexpectedly, a female archer and a sword-wielding warrior flew in, wiping out the monsters. All the students cheered joyfully. The girl landed and encouraged them, "Just hold on. Let me pierce through them." She is Zhang Mani, a low-rank bronze. The young man beside her is Luo Yongqiang, a low-rank bronze. Even while busy slashing at nether cats, he spoke with great bravado. "They're just a bunch of kittens. What's there to be afraid of? Let me crush them." Wu Xing's face was filled with unconcealable pride. The godly archer Zhang Mani and the naturally gifted powerhouse Luo Yongqiang, this batch of our students is truly extraordinary. Subai watched them, admiring them inwardly. Their abilities are so strong and so cool. All I have for a weapon is little 8. At that moment, Xiang An also cheered excitedly. "Isn't that my goddess Mani? Her power is incredible." Jia Jun, meanwhile, gaped in praise. "This big guy is super strong too. Brother Su, he looks even stronger than you." Praise erupted from all around. "Those two are so strong, aren't they?" Another student agreed. "Yeah, they're clearly several levels above us." Suddenly a piercing sound rang out, making Yongqiang clutch his head and wonder, "What is that sound? Cover your ears!" Another ferocious shadow emerged from the forest, causing the nether cats to part to either side. A hesitant voice stammered, "That is..." As the creature revealed itself, that same voice screamed in shock, "The Nether Cat King! That's a gold-rank beast!" Its profile was as follows. Race, Nether Cat King. Level, mid-rank silver. Constitution, 45. Agility, 88. Spirit, 43. Lai Dao, holding a nether cat by the neck with one hand, had a horrified expression as he wondered, "Why is there a silver-rank cat king in this area?" He immediately ordered, "Contact the base. Request reinforcements again." However, the battle-hungry Yongqiang charged forward, swinging his blade. "Cat King? So what? Eat this!" Nearby, Mani offered support. "Let me help you. I'll obscure its vision." Seeing this, Wu Xing screamed a panicked warning. "Be careful! Get back here! That's a silver-rank beast! This is no joke!" Unfortunately, it was too late. The Nether Cat King's giant claw swept out, and a single, ferocious blow sent them both flying. Mani lay sprawled on the ground, while Yongqiang collapsed beside his sword, unable to get up for a moment. The sight made Wu Xing scream in worry, "We're done for! Get back!" But Li Dao had no other choice. He could only grit his teeth and roar urgently, "It's too late! Machine guns! Provide cover! Fire! Fire now!" Just then, the Nether Cat King opened its massive jaws and lunged, causing her to scream in despair, "Help me!" In that hair-raising moment, a streak of light suddenly shot through the air with incredible force, directly knocking the lunging Nether Cat King away. Little 8, the one responsible for the attack, appeared with a smug look on its face. A shocked voice rose from the crowd, "What is that thing?" Wu Xing frowned, observing it carefully. Her eyes filled with doubt. "It looks like a turtle?" But Jia Jun blurted out almost immediately, his voice full of astonishment, "Isn't that little 8, the one Brother Su raises?" Just then, Subai slowly stepped forward. Sure enough, this entrance is still a bit awkward. His eyes remained fixed on the giant beast as his clear voice rang out, "I am the beast Tamer, Subai. Little 8 is my pet. You guys take care of the small fry. Leave this cat king to me." Hearing this, Jia Jun's jaw dropped, his face a mask of disbelief. "What the hell? This turtle is that strong?" Xiang An, beside him, also raised an eyebrow, his eyes filled with shock. What was that? The cat king got sent flying by a turtle? Yan Ran, in contrast, let out a soft sigh of relief, the corners of her lips curling into a knowing smile. "Subai, is this the mount you've tamed?" Immediately after, Subai pointed his hand forward, his voice steady. "Little 8, let this stray cat have a taste of your power." It shot off like a cannonball to Manny's utter astonishment. "Subai, how can that turtle run so fast? Is that even a turtle anymore?" On the other side, Lai Dao wasn't idle either. While directing fire, he glanced over at Subai. "I never expected Subai to have this kind of strength." Wu Xing, however, was intently watching the every move of the boy and his beast, her voice low with unconcealed amazement. "I never expected it either. Subai is truly something else." After managing to compose herself, she took a deep breath and shouted, "Students, Subai has the Cat King under control. Let's go, wipe out these nether cats." Hearing the command, the students roared in unison, their morale high. "Kill them! I'll tear them to pieces! Let me at 'em!" On the other side of the battlefield, the Nether Cat King finally caught up to Little 8, its colossal body closing in. Its sharp claws swung repeatedly, viciously scratching the turtle's shell, sending green sparks flying. However, after just a few moments, the Nether Cat King suddenly froze, its eyes wide with disbelief, because its claws had cracked and were now breaking off one by one. This sight made Li Dao's eyes widen in horror, his voice filled with shock. An ordinary-looking creature can block the silver claws of the Cat King. What kind of monstrous defense is this? Just then, Subai's voice cut in decisively. Now is not the time to be surprised. Before anyone could react, his body shot forward like an arrow as he shouted, "Cover me! While the Cat King is immobilized, I'll finish it now!" They responded instantly. "Yes, sir!" The blade in Subai's hand pointed straight at the massive body as he quickly assessed in his mind. Its weak points are the waist and abdomen. Without a moment's hesitation, he aimed straight for the Nether Cat King's back and stabbed down hard. His cold voice rang out, "Die, you beast!" The Nether Cat King let out a ferocious roar, its massive body thrashing wildly, sending Subai flying. "Just a little off, damn it!" While it was distracted, Li Dao seized the opportunity. His body shot forward like lightning as he swung his weapon. His low voice was filled with killing intent. "Take this, you animal! It's either you or me!" Meanwhile, Subai immediately took the chance to execute the next phase of his plan. His low voice called out, "Xiaoba, use your ultimate move." Seeing this, Jia Jun's face went blank. "Ultimate move?" Another person squinted, watching closely. "Why is that turtle just spinning in place?" He didn't bother to explain, just ran quickly towards Xiaoba, repeating the previous analysis in his head. "It's spinning in place. The book said its weak spot is its waist and belly." The next second, he put all his strength into his leg and kicked it hard like a soccer ball. His voice was short and sharp. "Go!" Xiaoba's body instantly shot forward, its speed so fast it became a blur of light, just like a cannonball being fired. In an instant, it accurately slammed right into the Nether Cat King's body. The terrifying impact directly shattered the beast's spine. Li Dao stared in their direction and shouted, "He hit the weak spot again! Let's see you survive this!" The Nether Cat King was now breathing heavily, saliva mixed with fresh blood dripping from the corner of its mouth. Suddenly, it struggled to raise its head and let out a tragic howl that echoed throughout the forest. Then, its heavy body collapsed to the ground, completely still. For a brief moment, the entire battlefield fell silent. Immediately after, cheers of joy erupted. "The Cat King has been defeated!" But Yongqiang stood frozen in place, his eyes filled with disbelief. After a long moment, he finally spoke, his voice trembling. We won." At that moment, unable to contain her emotions, Yaoran rushed forward and hugged Subai tightly. Her voice was a mix of joy and excitement. "Subai, you're amazing! You defeated a gold-tier Cat King!" Despite being held by a beautiful girl, he showed no reaction. "Is it over?" After that, the whole group immediately gathered around, praising him. "Brother Su, you're so strong!" "Brother Su, where did you buy this turtle? I want one too." Just then, Subai noticed Xiaoba sneakily holding a glowing orb. "Xiaoba, what are you stealing now? Get back here!" The very next moment, strange black clouds suddenly appeared in the sky, quickly gathering into a swirl. Someone looked up in alarm. "What is that in the sky?" "Oh no, this is dangerous!" Just now, the Cat King's roar before it died was a call to its kind. Could it be that an even more dangerous beast is approaching? Meanwhile, at the base's operations center, everyone had already noticed the anomaly. Based on the analysis of energy fluctuations from the frontline tests, a large number of unidentified level beasts have appeared at base F269. Extremely dangerous. Hearing this, someone couldn't help but blurt out, "What? Are you saying old Tiger Lin's daughter is in this group of interns?" The dark-skinned man named Wen Yuan replied calmly, his tone remaining steady. "That's right. I hope you can provide immediate high-speed support." In contrast, Uncle Han beside him was already so worried he couldn't sit still. "Okay. I'll immediately send a scout team to escort you to the battlefield." "No need. I can't wait. I'll go on ahead myself." His eyes flickered towards the other person, his low voice carrying an invisible pressure. "I hope your reinforcements can reach the battlefield within 20 minutes. The other man paused briefly before replying, 20 minutes. Got it. I'll give the order immediately." Uncle Han's expression was now extremely grim. A sense of unease rose within him. This is bad. If old Tiger Lin goes berserk, not even all of Zhangzhou will be able to handle it. Back on the battlefield, a strange, malicious voice suddenly echoed through the air. "Foolish humans! You inferior species!" Hearing this, Wu Xin immediately panicked. "How is this possible? It can speak human language! This beast!" Li Dao also realized how critical the situation was. "No way! A beast that's fluent in human language must be at least gold tier. It can't be in this area. Quick, form a defensive line. Wounded in the center." The others were in an uproar too. "Look! What is that?" Then, a black shadow shot down to where the Nether Cat King had died. "You inferior species, how dare you slaughter my kin?" Seeing what it was doing, Li Dao tightened his grip on his weapon. It seems to be eating the Cat King's corpse. No way. Absolutely impossible. How could something like that appear in this area? At that moment, a system panel appeared in front of Subai. "Warning! A gold-tier beast has been detected nearby. Please evacuate immediately. Lethal threat level, 5 stars. Extremely dangerous." He couldn't help but be shocked by this unexpected event. It's actually a gold-tier beast. After devouring the Nether Cat King, the monster revealed its true form. Mutated Shadow Cat King, Level 2.8, Gold Tier. Physique, 272. Agility, 345. Spirit, 275. Talent, Bloodthirsty Frenzy. When severely injured, it enters a bloodthirsty frenzy, increasing agility and attack power by 100%, but reducing defense by 50%. Combat analysis, extremely dangerous. Proceed with extreme caution. Everyone was terrified by its appearance. What? A gold tier beast? I bet even our instructor has never faced one of those. I want to go home. I don't want to die. Haven't the reinforcements arrived yet? Unwilling to give up, Leah Dao decided to charge forward to protect everyone. Everyone, escort the wounded and retreat. I'll be the shield, you beast. I'll give you my life. However, the Shadow Cat King simply swiped its claws and sent him flying. Its voice was laced with cold contempt. With just you? Seeing the situation had become critical, Subai no longer hesitated and immediately threw his pet forward. Xiaoba, go protect the vice captain. It rushed forward, using its hard shell to block Li Dao, barely managing to stop the beast's fatal slash. The Shadow Cat King tilted its head, studying Xiaoba. This turtle's shell is surprisingly tough. When he came to, seeing the heavily wounded Xiaoba shielding him, his expression immediately darkened. His voice was hoarse with worry. Xiaoba, are you okay? Just as his spirit beast was severely injured, Subai suddenly coughed up a mouthful of blood, his face instantly turning pale. Xiao! Before he could finish, Yao Ran cried out in alarm, Subai, you're hurt! Hearing this, Wu Xin immediately turned her head, her eyes filled with confusion. How can Subai be injured? The Cat King didn't even attack him. Li Dao clutched his chest, breathing heavily. He spoke his guess in a low, pained voice. Could this be a beast tamer's talent? Origin link? She looked skeptical. Impossible. I'll go check. Warning. Tamed beast has entered a critically injured state. Activating beast tamer talent. Origin link. Master and spirit beast share energy and simultaneously bear damage. Wu Xin quickly went to check, shocked by what she found. No external injuries. Could it be that Subai has truly mastered the legendary beast-taming skill Origin Link? Yao Ran quickly let him rest his head on her lap, her voice full of concern. Subai, are you all right? Subai struggled to speak. I'm fine. Facing this situation, she could feel the danger growing clearer. She couldn't just stand by any longer and directly ordered the students. Subai is sharing the silver tier Nethercat's attacks with his spirit beast. We need to go support it. Jia Jing and the others shouted with spirit, and those behind them responded in unison. Right! We can't let him fight alone. Just then, the Shadow Cat King's voice rang out, dripping with cold contempt. A bunch of worthless ants. Immediately after, it spread its dark wings, thick with the aura of death. A wave of shadow shock surged towards them. In the chaos, Wu Xin couldn't dodge in time. A stream of deathly energy grazed her shoulder, bringing a bone-chilling cold. This is bad. At the same time, seeing the black shadow rushing straight for them, Yao Ran reflexively held the person in her arms tightly, her panicked voice crying out, Subai, watch out! The very next second, a loud explosion roared, and flames erupted violently. As the smoke and dust slowly cleared, both of them were completely unharmed. She stared wide-eyed at the scene before her, utterly shocked. This is... Meanwhile, Subai, who was hiding behind Yanran, smirked smugly. He had finally finished absorbing the Silver Cat King's crystal. Immediately after, another long notification panel appeared. Little Turtle has leveled up to a low-level bronze Black Tortoise, activating the Black Tortoise bloodline. It can briefly maintain a Black Tortoise Phantom and has obtained the talent, Black Tortoise Gravity. Tamed Beast, Black Tortoise. Rank, low-level bronze. Black Tortoise bloodline. Activation, 10%. All attributes have been upgraded, talents enhanced. Constitution, 218. Defense, 362. Agility, 55. Spirit, 60. Talent, 1. Black Tortoise Rampart. Can gather Black Tortoise power to form a defensive barrier, increasing defense by 300%. Talent, 2. Tortoise Spirit Possession. Consumes a certain amount of stamina to cover the entire body in Black Tortoise energy, increasing attack power by 100% and defense power by 200%. Talent 3. Black Tortoise Gravity Pull. Activates the skill on a designated target, pulling the target towards it with a gravitational force. What Little 8 summoned was a giant golden beast exuding an ancient aura. The blinding light made Wu Xin instinctively cover her eyes. Her voice trembled with shock. This is... Subai's tamed beast evolved! Li Dao's jaw dropped in astonishment. This golden light... Could it be an epic rank beast? Beside him, Yanran gently helped Subai up, her voice softening. Are your wounds okay? He wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, his tone much calmer now. I'm fine. A second later, Subai pointed forward decisively, his cold voice ringing out, All right, Little 8, annihilate these beasts for me. It immediately sprang into action. Its colossal body charged forward, sending the Shadow Cat King flying with a single impact, not even bothering to spare it a glance. Little 8's aura was so dazzling that no one could look directly at it. Subai's tamed beast is only a low-level black tortoise, yet it has such terrifying power. Its bloodline rank must be pretty high. To think Subai's bronze rank beast could send the Cat King flying in a single blow. The monster's body slid across the ground, carving out a deep trench. It only ground to a halt once the force of the impact had dissipated. Its claws dug into the earth, its voice filled with indignation and rage. Damn it! A second later, the Shadow Cat King threw its head back and let out a deafening roar, its killing intent surging. I'll kill you all! Seeing the situation turn dire, the team began to panic. Everyone be careful! The Cat King has gone berserk. Let's retreat, split up and run. Just then, dozens of distorted black shadows split off from its body, each forming a small monster that lunged forward. A venomous voice echoed, "None of you will escape, Shadow Clone!" Subai waved his hand forward without hesitation, his voice steady. Little 8, stop it! Little 8 immediately unleashed its power. Black Tortoise energy surged as invisible shockwaves spread through the area. Black Tortoise gravity pull. At the edge of the battlefield, one of the charging monsters suddenly froze in place, its body trembling violently. Immediately after, all the clones were dragged back towards Little 8 by an invisible force. Their struggles were futile. It opened its mouth wide, swallowing each monster whole without leaving a single trace. The monsters were quickly refined, turning into a stream of pure power that flowed into Little 8's body. Seizing the opportunity, Subai shouted in a deep voice, "Little 8, no need to hold back, go all out!" It raised its head, mouth wide open, as a massive amount of energy churned violently within it. An aura of destruction rapidly condensed. The next second, a destructive beam shot straight out, piercing through the entire forest and leaving a dazzling trail of light in its wake. The team scrambled to put up their defenses, their bodies staggering from the shockwave. "This energy wave is too strong!" The Shadow Cat King let out a piercing shriek as its body was completely engulfed by the beam, leaving nothing behind. Just then, Wen Yuan finally arrived on the battlefield. Looking at the scene of devastation before him, he felt his presence was completely unnecessary. It's over, isn't it? The ground had been carved with a long trench, and wreckage was strewn everywhere. Such a brutal battlefield. What in the world did they go through? After the life-or-death battle, Li Dao remained composed. Quickly, everyone clean up the battlefield. A moment later, Wen Yuan landed near Yanran, his voice filled with a rare relief. "Miss, I'm so glad you're safe." "Sir," she waved her hand politely. "I'm fine." Wu Xin was quite surprised. "Mr. Wen Yuan, what brings you here?" Soon after, Li Dao stepped forward to report. "Mr. Wen Yuan, I am Deputy Battalion Commander Li Dao of Military Base F-269. In this battle, our squad unit, in coordination with the instructors and students of Wu University, encountered a major attack from a horde of Nether cats. We killed over 800 Nether cats, including several bronze rank, 1 silver rank, and 1 gold rank. We are still calculating casualties and providing first aid to the severely injured." Hearing this, he exclaimed, "There was a gold rank one?" Wen Yan looked around in disbelief. "And you dealt with this gold rank mutated beast? That's incredible." Li Dao quickly clarified. Reporting Mr. Wen Yuan, it was Subai and his tamed beast who dealt with it. Hearing this, he inquired, "You're Subai? You're the one who killed this Cat King?" Subai stood at attention and answered honestly, "Yes, sir. But I killed it with the combined efforts of the Deputy Battalion Commander and the Masters. It wasn't my doing alone." Wen Yuan was very pleased with his response. "Very good." He stepped forward and made an offer. "Subai, after you graduate from Wu University, would you be interested in coming to the Jiangzhou Fortress to further your studies? Even though the beast tamer profession is in decline, I will personally mentor you." Subai could only refuse politely. Thank you for your kind offer, sir, but I haven't considered it yet." Just then, Li Dao came forward. "Reporting, Mr. Wen Yuan, the battlefield is clear, awaiting instructions." He nodded in satisfaction. "Good. Everyone, return to the base." Li Dao replied with a solemn, "Yes, sir." On the way back, as the candidates entered the rebirth gate in an orderly fashion, Li Dao couldn't help but offer his praise. "Go back and train well. You kids are the strongest generation I've ever seen." In unison, they all shouted, "Thank you, Deputy Battalion Commander Li Dao." He watched the students with a gentle expression. This group of kids is really special, especially that boy Subai. You could say his future is limitless. Beside him, Wu Xin nodded. "That's right. For a new student to achieve such power, I can't even imagine how strong he'll be in the future." They exchanged a few pleasantries. "Commander Lai, we'll meet again if we have the chance. I owe Subai my life this time." "You're exaggerating. Deputy Commander Lai Dao, until we meet again." Subai and his friends stepped out of the teleportation gate. "We're finally back." Jia Jun also stretched in relief. That trip was way too dangerous. As soon as they returned to the school, they were greeted by people holding banners. "All faculty and students of Jiangzhou Wu University welcome our hero's glorious return. Welcome back, heroes." A girl holding a bouquet of flowers stepped forward. "Welcome home, hero." At this, Yongqiang felt extremely awkward. The real hero is Subai. What the hell are we? We're just insignificant side characters. The injured students behind him looked weary. That's right, just insignificant side characters. But damn, I'm just glad I made it back alive. If it weren't for losing so many friends, I'd almost think today's experience was just a dream. Zhang Kai patted Subai on the shoulder encouragingly. I've heard about what you all went through on the battlefield. You are the heroes of our Zhangzhou Wu University. Your exam results this time will be the highest in our history. But Subai was too exhausted to care. Exam scores. Right now, I just want to go back to the dorm, shower, and get a good night's sleep. Hearing this, Yongqiang burst out laughing. Me too! Back in the room, their mood was much better. Hey guys, does the bed feel extra soft tonight? Man, this bed has got me completely pinned down. Chang'an, who was on his phone, suddenly remembered something. Hey, do you think we'll get major credit for what we did? We should, right? Lying comfortably on his bed, Jia Gang said, And how many resources can you exchange for your credit? Speaking of achievements, our brother Su killed a gold-rank beast. I bet he can exchange that for a whole mountain of cultivation resources. Suddenly, he shot up from the bed. Oh, right! Brother Su, what kind of turtle is your little 8? I want to get one to raise at home when I go back. It's not for any other reason. I just feel safe seeing him. Subai was too tired to even open his eyes. Well, early the next morning, a frantic, incessant knocking suddenly echoed from outside the dorm room. The commotion woke Jia Gong. He groggily got up and dragged himself to the door, still half asleep. Coming, stop knocking, who is it? It's so early! But the moment he opened the door, Jia Gang froze, his eyes wide. You ladies are... Standing before him were 4 beautiful young women, who smiled and spoke one after another. Hello, underclassmen! We're from the Zhangzhou Wu Student Council. Since you're all heroes who just returned from the battlefield, we brought you breakfast. We seniors made it all ourselves, so you'd better enjoy it. Oh, right. Where's Subai? Jia Gong hurriedly took the food box, his voice immediately becoming much more cheerful. You seniors are too kind. We definitely won't let your kindness go to waste. The purple-haired girl, who had just entered the room, looked around, her voice filled with anticipation. Subai? Who is Subai? A red-haired girl beside her also couldn't hide her excitement. Where is Subai? Can I take a picture with you? Hearing this, Chang'an pointed to an empty bed and explained, Brother Su went out for a run. You know him? The blue-haired girl immediately complained in disappointment. Subai's not here? Why didn't you say so sooner? The purple-haired girl next to her also expressed her frustration. Yeah, who in the entire school doesn't know Subai now? It's just a shame he doesn't know me. Hearing this, Jia Jun curiously interjected, Brother Su is famous now? The purple-haired girl affirmed with certainty, Of course! Hurry up and turn on the TV. Just then, a casual voice came from the door. Well, if Subai isn't here, I'll just take this breakfast with me. With that, the person casually took back the food box from Jia Gang's hands. On the sports field, Subai was jogging when his attention was suddenly caught by the TV. Next up is an important report from the Dragon Nation's military channel. Many students around him also stopped, exclaiming in surprise, Everyone, look! On the screen, the news anchor, with a serious expression, began to announce, Yesterday, several provinces experienced a large-scale attack by a myriad of vicious beasts on humanity's rear military bases. At the same time, the screen continuously replayed harrowing images from the attacked provinces. In all the vicious beast attacks on the rear military bases, gold-level combat forces were present. Cadets from major military academies in various provinces were defeated by the myriad beasts, with only a few survivors. The male MC's tone was calm and clear as he recounted the situation. In this battle, under the strong counterattack of the instructors and cadets of Zhangzhou Military Academy, 1 gold level, 1 silver level, 1 bronze level, and many common-level vicious beasts were eliminated. At this point, the TV suddenly showed a picture of Subai. The host's voice swelled with praise. Among them, first-year cadet Subai single-handedly held off the gold-level vicious beast. Under the combined assault of instructors and a bronze-level expert from the army, he accomplished the miracle of defeating a beast above his level. All other fronts failed. Only Zhangzhou Military Academy was victorious. His voice, filled with excitement, declared, The Dragon Nation's military has decided to specially award the title of Combat Hero to the participating cadets and instructors of Zhangzhou Military Academy, along with the Great Wall Silver Medal. Cadet Subai, for his outstanding achievements, is personally awarded a first-class medal and the Great Wall Gold Medal. Hearing this, he was so shocked his heart skipped a beat. He hadn't even had time to prepare himself before being thrust into the spotlight. So suddenly. All around, the other students were already in an uproar. Subai? He's a freshman? That's amazing! The Great Wall Silver Medal. Something I couldn't get in my next life, and a freshman got it. Our academy is awesome! Humanity will prevail! I really want to get to know Subai. Not far away, a girl was enthusiastically asking around, Does anyone know Subai? I want to meet him. Seeing the increasingly chaotic scene, Subai could only cover his face, sighing helplessly in his heart. Gotta get out of here. Just a few seconds later, he had quietly used the crowd to quickly escape to a quiet, hidden corner. Just then, the phone in his pocket suddenly vibrated. As soon as Subai answered, he heard his little sister's excited voice. "Bro, you're on TV. Mom and Dad said for you to come home. They definitely need you for something." He let out a soft sigh, feeling a bit tired. He replied hesitantly, Is it really necessary?" Before he could finish, his dad's cheerful voice came through. "Son, you've achieved such a great honor. Now all the neighbors want to see you," his mom announced with a wide smile. "Your third uncle's sister-in-law called just now. She wants to introduce you to a girlfriend." Between the two adults, his little sister teased him even more enthusiastically. "Bro, you should really come back. If you don't, our front door's gonna get kicked down." Hearing all this, Subai finally had no other choice but to reluctantly agree. All right. The exams just ended. I'll take a 2-day break, get my things in order, and then come home." On the other end, his little sister joked excitedly, "You're famous now. Dad will probably be laughing in his sleep." Unable to stand his sister's pestering, he helplessly ended the conversation. "Okay, I'm hanging up now." As evening fell, a loud neighbor's voice echoed through Subai's residential area. "Old Sue, I can't believe it! Your family's hero is back! Hurry out and greet him!" As he got closer to the apartment building, he gasped in alarm. "Are they waiting for me?" He saw many people approaching, all talking at once. "Subai's back! The hero has returned!" "Do you remember me? I used to hold you when you were little." Surprised by this enthusiasm, he didn't know how to respond. "You're all too enthusiastic." At that moment, Subai's family finally pushed through. His dad called out happily, "Subai!" His mom also called out, full of longing, "Son!" And his little sister chirped energetically, "Bro, you're finally home!" Seeing him about to go home, an auntie quickly invited him, "Subai, come eat at my place. I've made seafood dumplings." Subai awkwardly waved his hand in refusal. "Thank you, Auntie Jong, but I'm allergic to seafood." Another neighbor followed, chiming in, Come on! Old Sue, bring Subai over to my house, too. I've got a turtle stewing in the pot. We can have a drink together." In the end, his dad had to make a promise. "Thank you, everyone. I've already prepared a meal at home. After he gets some rest, I'll have him come visit you all." Standing beside him, Subai obediently assured them, "Yes, I'll definitely come visit everyone in a little while." Hearing this, the auntie beamed and revealed her intentions. "Old Sue, bring Subai over later, okay? My granddaughter is studying at the university in the city. Let the two of them get to know each other." Another uncle unhappily retorted, "Your granddaughter isn't good enough for Subai. My granddaughter just graduated this year. Old Sue, you should introduce her to Subai." A while later, the four of them finally made it home. Subai sighed tiredly. "If I'd known it would be like this, I would have waited until dark to sneak back." His little sister complained about the neighbor's shocking behavior. "It wouldn't have worked. Auntie Jong installed a camera at our door. She's waiting for you to come back so she can introduce you to her granddaughter." Inside the house, his dad had already gone to the kitchen. "I'm cooking myself today." His mom turned to look at him and instructed, "Son, you rest for a bit. Your father and I will cook first. Daughter, you come help out too." On the other side, Subai tossed his backpack onto a chair. Then he plopped down comfortably, sighing. "Finally, I can rest a little." Suddenly, the system screen appeared before his eyes. "What's this?" On it was a line of text. "Tameable creature detected, a kitten. Tame this little kitten. Tame. Ignore." After reading it, Subai muttered thoughtfully, "Beast to mare." Noticing his action, his little sister asked inquisitively, "Bro, what's wrong?" Subai replied with some hesitation, "Sis, do we have a cat?" Hearing that, she pointed toward Xiaobai and said, "You mean Xiaobai? Isn't he over there eating?" Seeing it clearly, he asked, puzzled, "Huh? Why didn't you get a higher-class pet?" While petting Xiaobai, his little sister explained, "Xiaobai isn't bad at all. He's so cute, isn't he? You took Xiaobai with you, and right then I found Xiaobai on the street, so I brought him home." Seeing this, Subai indulgently agreed, "All right, if you say he's cute, then he's definitely cute." But in his mind, he was thinking skeptically, "My sister likes him this much, or maybe..." He immediately opened the information panel to check. Tameable beast, kitten, level, common, elementary. Bloodline, divine beast, white tiger. Potential, infinite, will eventually become a god. Constitution, 1. Defense, 1. Agility, 3. Spirit, 2. Talent, claws, increases attack speed by 100% and attack power by 100%. Evolution method, eating. System, tame this kitten, tame, ignore. After reading, Subai was stunned. What? This stray cat? It really has the bloodline of a white tiger? At this moment, his little sister suddenly spoke up. "I think he likes you." He glanced at Xiaobai, thinking to himself, "I'll just tame it first and figure things out later." Immediately after, he tapped her on the shoulder and said affectionately, "Sis, I have something to discuss with you. You know I'm a beast tamer. So, can this Xiaobai be tamed?" Instantly, her brows furrowed as she refused with disgust. "Don't." His little sister quickly hugged Xiaobai tightly, complaining unhappily, You already took Xiaoba away. Don't you dare try to take my Xiaobai. Subai's tone softened as he tried to negotiate. I think we can talk about this. Remembering her request, he said, Didn't you want a new laptop? His little sister whipped around and refused. That won't work either. I'm not giving Xiaobai to you. Seeing this, he offered another condition. Didn't you also like a certain dress? She immediately turned and ran. That won't work either. No discussion. Watching this scene, their mom exclaimed in confusion, What is... 2 days passed, and Subai was back at school. I'm finally back. Behind him, 2 girls noticed him and began to whisper hesitantly, Is that Subai? It probably is. Why is there a kitten in his bag? Is he a cat lover? In the backpack, Xiaoba chirped happily, This is the boss's school. From now on, I'll protect you. Xiaobai shot at a sideways glance, its tone full of disdain. You're crowding my space. Just then, 2 more people looked over at Subai and started whispering, That's Subai, the one who got the gold medal. He looks pretty normal, so why do so many girls go looking for him at the dorms? Hearing them, he thought with annoyance, maybe I'll have to start wearing a mask when I go out. As he was walking, a voice suddenly boomed over the school's PA system. Paging Subai. If you hear this announcement, please come to the principal's office. Paging Subai. If you hear this announcement, please come to the principal's office. Subai immediately frowned in confusion, muttering to himself, What does the principal want with me? After hearing the announcement, Subai entered the principal's office and quickly received a notice from him. Subai, you kid, a true son of Huaxia. In light of your extraordinary performance at the F-269 military base, the school intends to give you a reward. What do you want? Faced with this question, he simply saluted with a serious face. Thank you, school. Thank you, principal. While thinking to himself, I've long heard that our principal is notoriously stingy. Getting some beast cores for Xiaoba out of him probably won't be easy. Then, Subai rubbed his chin slightly before hesitantly making his request. Principal, I don't think the school should spend too much. Just 100 gold-level beast cores will be fine. That number, neither small nor large, was like a bombshell dropped on the principal's head. What? 100 gold-level beast cores? You could break every bone in my body and I still wouldn't have that many. How about I just let you be the principal instead, you little brat? Subai immediately backed down. Then, 100 silver-level ones would be okay too. The principal, no longer showing any surprise, was blunt and direct. Don't even dream of silver-level ones. With your contribution, you couldn't even exchange it for a fraction of that. Somehow, what started as receiving a reward had turned into Subai clasping his hands and pleading with a smile. Principal, I don't even need that gold medal thing. Could you just give me 50 silver-level beast cores? Principal, I bled for this school, you know. Truly living up to his stingy reputation, the principal elevated the matter with flowery words. Subai, the reason humanity is because the strong among us protect the weak. That is their responsibility and their mission. You saving that group of students was you recognizing your mission as one of the strong. Do you understand? Completely fed up with the meaningless lecture, the moment the principal finished, he coolly stated his price. Principal, let's cut the empty platitudes. 50 silver-level beast cores. The principal was immediately choked up by Subai's words. Of course, the military and the school will not let a talent like you be forgotten. And then, ignoring the numbers he had proposed, the principal shamelessly said, How about this? On my authority, I'll give you 10 bronze-level beast cores. This came as a great shock to Subai. What? Only 10 bronze-level beast cores? Of course, he couldn't just accept it that easily. No way, 20! Unfortunately, the principal didn't bother with pretenses anymore and decisively shouted, 15, take it or leave it! Knowing this was the principal's absolute limit, Subai pouted and accepted. Deal. The principal snorted inwardly. This kid daring to haggle with me. Meanwhile, he whispered to himself, This old man really is as stingy as they say. Not letting the topic drag on, the principal abruptly changed the subject. Oh, right. Besides rewarding you, there's one other small matter I need to inform you about. Though startled, Subai quickly responded, What is it? The principal didn't beat around the bush and got straight to the announcement. The school has chosen you to be the first-year representative in this year's inter-school tournament. His internal CPU suddenly froze for a moment before rebooting. What? This year's inter-school tournament? So the reward was just an excuse to get me here? Principal, this is so unfair. He was promptly lectured by the principal. What kind of attitude is that? As a part of Zhengzhou Martial Arts University, bringing honor to the school is the responsibility of you students. Besides, don't you want resources? It's simple. The rewards from the inter-school tournament are extremely generous. No matter what he said, it couldn't change the facts, so Subai responded with a weary attitude. The 100 Schools tournament. It's a gathering of masters. Getting a high rank certainly won't be easy. Principal, it's not going to be easy at all. However, the principal ignored his words and made the final decision. You're young. How can you be so timid? All right, hurry back and prepare. Tomorrow morning, assemble in the training room. Don't be late. As a student, he could only hesitate before obeying. Yes, I understand. When it was all over, the principal couldn't help but look thoughtful and startled. The youth of today are getting harder and harder to fool. He probably didn't know that Subai's mind was already filled with emotion. They all say the principal is an old fox. They really weren't wrong. Time flew by, and soon it was the next morning, with the principal giving a speech. This 100 schools tournament is organized by the military. Although the resources the Ministry of Education allocates to our school are less than those of prestigious universities like the ones in the Imperial Capital and Magic Capital, I hope you can all still achieve good results. Now let's begin the roll call. Let's begin. His stern voice, unique to him, echoed through the room. Third year, Hu Qing Shu. As a wood attributability user who had reached intermediate bronze level, he immediately shouted, "Here!" Following him was a series of names from his peers, rattled off by the principal. Bai Ning Bing. He spoke up. "Here." The principal continued. "Xiong Tianxiang." He said in a serious tone, "Here." And then the principal moved on to the next name, Feng Ju Gei. Meanwhile, Yong Chang suddenly felt it was so unfair he had to say it out loud. "This isn't fair. Our Zhangzhou Martial Arts University was founded late, so the cultivation resources for students are much scarcer than at those prestigious schools." Man Ni, next to him, had to agree. "I heard our school's ranking in previous years has always been very low." Finally, the principal's roll call reached their group. "First year, Subai." He immediately responded, "Here." He continued, "Jiang Man Ni." She quickly and properly shouted, "Here." And after the principal had marked 9 people, he reached the last one, Luo Yong Chang. He spoke up, "Here." The principal nodded with satisfaction. "Good. Roll call is complete." The next second, as the leader, he naturally had to give some direction. This year, our school has 10 representatives participating in the tournament. All of you are the most outstanding students of your respective years. Now, I will announce something. It was clear the principal had great faith in Subai, so much so that his next words drew all the animosity towards him. This year, the captain of our school's inter-school tournament team will be Subai. Under the murderous glares from Tianxiang and Ning Bing, he was so startled he jumped. "Principal? Me? The captain? Is there some kind of mistake?" Regarding this matter, the principal stated decisively, "Making Subai the captain was the decision of the school board after careful deliberation." But it was clear Ning Bing wasn't convinced one bit. "Sir, Senior Qing Shu is the strongest among us in terms of both strength and experience. Why let a first year take on the role of captain?" Tianxiang, with a deep frown, also asserted, "That's right. Subai is just an elementary bronze-level ability user. Compared to Senior Qing Shu, Subai is a whole level weaker. On what basis is he the captain?" Unfortunately, those words were meaningless in the face of absolute power. The principal ground out each word. "You've all seen the news these past few days. Subai has the strength to kill a gold-level beast. Any of you who wants to be captain, if you've got the guts, go kill a gold-level beast and bring it back. I'll change the captain immediately." Because Ning Bing hadn't witnessed it herself, she shrugged mockingly. "Who the hell knows how he killed a gold-level beast? It was probably just luck." Tianxiang directly clenched his fist aggressively. "That's right. I don't believe it either. I want to challenge you right now, Subai." Hearing that, the other guy quickly followed suit. "I want to challenge you too, Subai." This caused no small amount of distress for Subai. "Seniors, I'm really not interested in this captain position." His mind was sweating bullets. "This old fox is too cunning. Isn't he just forcing me to become everyone's target?" Ignoring the students who were about to start a fight, the principal simply turned and left. "If there's nothing else, everyone go back and prepare. The tournament is less than 20 days away. I look forward to your performance." Subai immediately realized what was happening and followed suit. "This old fox sure runs fast." He was then pointed at and scolded by Tianxiang. "Hey, where are you going?" He quickly found an excuse. "Seniors, I have something I need to do. Excuse me, I'm heading back to the dorm first." Seeing his retreating back disappear from view, Ning Bing snorted in contempt. "Coward! I don't believe he could kill a gold-level beast." Meanwhile, the other student was filled with fighting spirit and declared, "Don't be hasty. Just you wait. When the tournament matches begin, I'll show him." And then, under the sunlight that illuminated the entire campus, Subai's voice rang out, "Xiaoba, you're in for a treat!" With the spoils of war in hand, he didn't hesitate to share them with his little buddies. It seems this old guy is a man of his word. 15 bronze-level beast cores should be enough for you to level up, right? Even Subai himself couldn't help but comment, "Go on and eat, little eight. You really have a bottomless stomach." Seeing the little darling next to him trying to squeeze in, he said gently, "Don't be hasty, little white. You'll get your share, too." The portion Subai gave to Little White was completely different from Little Eight's. "Little White, your level is too low. For now, just use this blood and chi recovery medicine. Little Eight, you really can eat way too much." At that moment, his tears flowed more fiercely than Niagara Falls. "That one leaf you ate cost me tens of thousands, maybe even millions. And you still want to eat more? How much do you have to eat before you evolve?" Pushing aside his redundant emotions, Subai decisively poured out all the beast cores he had worked so hard to get. "These are the last few. If you don't evolve, from now on, all resources will go to Little White. But no sooner had he finished his sentence, Little Eight's entire body suddenly erupted in a golden light. This terrifying phenomenon shocked him so much he shot right up. It wasn't just Subai's room. The entire school campus suffered the same fate, with students panicking. What's going on? Is it an earthquake? When the moment of silence finally came, the system spouted a long string of notifications. Congratulations, host. The Mystic Tortoise has advanced to mid-tier bronze. The pet's level has been raised. Pet. Mystic Tortoise, level, mid-tier bronze. Mystic Tortoise bloodline activated by 30%. All attributes have been enhanced. Talents have been improved. Attributes. Constitution, 8,568. Defense, 862. Agility, 95. Spirit, 90. Talent 1. Mystic Tortoise Rampart. Can gather Mystic Tortoise power to form a protective barrier, increasing defense by 500%. Talent 2. Tortoise Spirit Possession. Consumes a portion of stamina to cover the entire body with Mystic Tortoise energy, increasing attack power by 200% and defense by 300%. Talent 3. Black Tortoise Gravity Pull. Activates a skill on a designated target. The target is pulled towards the Mystic Tortoise by an attractive force. If they do not approach, their speed will be significantly reduced. After investing so much and finally reaping the rewards, Subai laughed heartily. It finally leveled up! Although Little Eight's number of talents didn't increase, its attribute stats and talent levels have improved quite a lot. Apparently, the good news didn't stop there. The next little darling didn't disappoint, bursting with enough energy to make him jump for joy. This is great! Little White leveled up too. The system once again poured out a stream of notifications. Congratulations, host. The kitten has advanced to high-tier common, awakening the talent Nether Ghost Step. Pet. Kitten, level, high-tier common. Possesses a portion of the White Tiger Saint Beast bloodline. Can grow indefinitely and will eventually become a god. Constitution 39. Defense 38. Agility 79. Spirit 25. Talent 1. Sharp Claws. Consumes a portion of stamina to activate, increasing attack speed by 100% and attack power by 100%. Talent 2. Blood Siphon. Consumes a portion of stamina to activate, increasing attack power by 100% to 500%. The increase is greater the more severe its own injuries are. Talent 3. Nether Ghost Step. Consumes a portion of stamina to activate, increasing movement speed by 100% to 200%. The speed increases based on the amount of blood consumed. After reviewing everything, Subai satisfyingly patted the heads of his two pets. Well done. Little White's agility is very high. It's almost like it's grown explosively. Both Little 8 and Little White have completed their level-ups. And of course, he couldn't forget to check his own information. Next, the status panel for host Subai popped up. Class, Beast Tamer. Level, mid-tier bronze with a 20% enhancement from the kitten. Age, 18. Constitution, 115. Base, Constitution, 38. Inherited from Mystic Tortoise, 65 points. Kitten, 12 points. Agility, 74. Base. Agility, 32. Inherited from Mystic Tortoise, 18 points. Kitten, 24 points. Spirit, 86. Base, Spirit, 60. Inherited from Mystic Tortoise, 18 points. Kitten, 8 points. Pet. Mystic Tortoise, detailed attributes can be checked. Pet. Kitten, detailed attributes can be checked. Talent 1. Infinite Evolution, contracted by the system. Talent 2. Can use all of the pet's talent skills, a common talent for all beast tamers and ability users. Talent 3. Origin Co-Flow. The host can share energy and endure damage with their pets. At that moment, a confidence uniquely his own swelled up, so intensely it felt like it could become tangible, just waiting to shine on the stage of the Inter-100 Schools Tournament. Zhangzhou, Martial Arts University's representative list for the Inter-School Tournament. Third-year student, mid-tier bronze, wood element user, Hu Qing-shu. Third-year student, mid-tier bronze, martial artist, Xiang Tianxiang. Third-year student, mid-tier bronze, martial artist, Feng Ju-gei. Second-year student, mid-tier bronze, martial artist, Qin Shi. Second-year student, mid-tier bronze, martial artist, Bai Ningbing. Second-year student, mid-tier bronze, martial artist, Wang Qingqing. First-year student, low-tier bronze, martial artist, Lu Luohao. First-year student, low-tier bronze, lightning element user, Lei Yun Xiao. First-year student, low-tier bronze, martial artist, Jiang Man Ni. First-year student, low-tier bronze, ability user and beast tamer, Subai. In the library at Zhangzhou Martial Arts University, someone's voice rang out. I never expected the library at Zhangzhou Martial Arts University to be this big. In response to this, the librarian replied with a sense of pride, but of course, our school's library existed even before the university was founded. It is the solid foundation of Zhangzhou Martial Arts University. I'm surprised a first-year student has already accumulated 180 credits. Then, maintaining her professional smile, she perfectly fulfilled her duties. The books on beast training you're looking for are right over there. Feel free to search for any materials you need. Subai replied politely, "Yes, ma'am. Thank you." Afterwards, he walked with steady steps among the vast repositories of knowledge. There really are a lot of books related to beast training. This should be enough for me to read, right? Suddenly, a familiar name caught his attention. Luo Fan. I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before. Opening it right away and observing every word, Subai mumbled to himself, "Heaven and earth return. The divine soul is immortal. The godheads converge. Saint Beast armament, the root system of all flora, origin co-flow." And his level of concentration soon surpassed Piccolo's. Origin co-flow. I've already mastered this skill. What do the divine soul is immortal and Saint Beast armament mean? Subai's appearance, which didn't blend in with the surroundings, successfully caught Qingshu's attention. "It's him, that first-year freshman." Jiojie scoffed disdainfully. "A beast controller. No matter how much research he does, he has no future." Tianxiang couldn't be bothered to pick a fight with him either. "Let's go. We'll head over there." And so, the two groups just passed by each other, while Subai, completely oblivious, was busy marveling. "I can't believe Senior Luo Fan was so brilliant. Not only did he create the three great divine skills, Origin Co-Flow, Saint Beast Armament, and the Divine Soul is immortal by himself, but he also faced the invasion of the myriad races alone." As he followed the story on the pages in his hand, he couldn't help but let out a breath, his brows furrowed. It's just a pity that in the end, due to his weak forces, he fell in battle. He decided in his heart, perhaps I should read this book very carefully. However, before he could do anything, a sudden stream of light flared up, successfully stunning Subai. Panic was etched on his face. "What's happening? The book is floating? Why does it feel like a stream of power is merging with my body?" Afterwards, the librarian saw Subai and warmly approached him. "Hello, can I help you with something?" He posed his question. "Excuse me, ma'am, can I borrow this book?" Holding the item with Luo Fan's name on it, her eyebrows furrowed slightly. "That's strange. This book doesn't have any classification label. It certainly isn't a library book. It seems like it doesn't belong to any classification system." Her words made Subai even more surprised. "That's impossible. I got it from the bookshelf." And then, the frightening thing happened when the librarian, using all her strength, couldn't affect the object in her hands at all. She even had to strain so hard she gritted her teeth. "Why won't this book open?" He was startled. "No way. I was just reading it normally a moment ago. Can you let me see it, ma'am?" Next, with his wide, earnest eyes, he demonstrated for the librarian how to open it. "Look, ma'am, why can't you open it?" This scene was enough to leave her slightly stunned. "Well, something must be wrong here. Just take it home and read it. You can return it when you're done." Hearing that, Subai eagerly asked back, "I can borrow it for as long as I want?" The librarian nodded firmly. "That's right." This made him so happy he cheered. "That's great. Thank you, ma'am. See you later." Only after Subai had left did she drop her act and make a call to the person in charge. "Headmaster, the book you left on the shelf has been taken by that boy." It turned out that Subai obtaining the book was already within the old fox of a headmaster's expectations. "He can really open that book?" The librarian confirmed. "Yes, sir. I saw it with my own eyes. It was the first-year student, Subai." He was delighted. "Good. Very good." The moment the phone call ended, the headmaster, filled with emotion, spoke aloud. "Luo Fan, the person you've been waiting for, has finally appeared after 100 years. If you knew this in the great beyond, you would surely be very happy, wouldn't you?" Time flew by in the blink of an eye. Soon 2 weeks had passed, and someone's voice announced, "This year's inter-school tournament is divided into 5 battle zones, East, South, West, North, and Central. Each zone will select 2 outstanding teams." The source of that sound was a reporter at the scene. The 8 martial arts schools of Jiangzhou Province will gather at Jiangzhou Martial Arts University to compete. Of course, there will be no shortage of streamers. My dear friends, tickets for this year's inter-school tournament are impossible to get your hands on. I'll be live streaming the entire tournament for you all to watch, and there will be small gifts too. This battle is so intense that 2 teams were already challenging each other before even stepping into the ring. Longying Martial Arts University dares to show up? They're just here to get themselves killed. Who's getting killed isn't certain yet. Just you wait and see, you Fushuan trash. In the vast competition area, the seats were almost completely filled with spectators from all over. In the waiting area for Jiangzhou University, Wu Hing asked directly, "Is everyone here?" Thanthu immediately reported, "Tabak isn't here yet. Everyone else has arrived." Thien Tuong then jumped in sarcastically. "He's our team captain. Don't tell me he's going to back out at the last minute." But no sooner had those words left his mouth than Tabak appeared before them. How could I possibly back out at such a crucial moment? Based on both intuition and experience, Wu Hing, as the special training instructor, keenly noticed, "It's only been a few days, but why do I feel that Tabak's strength has improved quite a bit?" Meanwhile, he heroically declared, "I'm here." She didn't ask directly about her suspicions, but stepped forward and said, "It's good that you're here. The match is about to start. You need to set the fighting order." Tabak, wearing a confident smile, announced, "Don't worry, teacher. I already have a plan. Not letting time go to waste, Trong Kai stepped up to host. Ladies and gentlemen, teachers and students, please be quiet. 1 month ago, the Savage Beast clan sent a large-scale army to pin down our military forces on the front lines. Afterwards, a small group of Savage Beasts broke through the front lines and attacked the rear military bases of several provinces. In the provinces that were attacked, students from the martial arts schools were almost all slaughtered by the Savage Beast clans, with very few survivors. The more he spoke, the more the indignation in his heart turned into words pouring from his throat. My countrymen, this is a debt of blood that we must repay, and this speech successfully ignited the unity of all the spectators present. Avenge them. We must get revenge. We must annihilate all the Savage Beast clans. Humanity will prevail. We will win. We will win. Clenching his fist, Trong Kai continued without stopping, his voice resounding and powerful. Good! With this spirit, how can our people worry about not exterminating the other clans? This is also the meaning of today's inter-school tournament. Next, I declare the Jiangzhou Provincial Tournament officially open. Then his tone softened slightly as he explained the important information. This tournament will use a team battle format. Each team can have a maximum of 5 members on the field at a time. The losing team must leave the stage, while the winning team can continue to accept challenges. The team with the last person standing will be the winner. Next, we will conduct a random draw to determine the matchups. The system was so fast that the results were out in an instant. First match, Longying Martial Arts University versus Jingxin Martial Arts University. Second match, Jiangzhou Martial Arts University versus Qingyun Martial Arts University. Third match, Fuchuan Martial Arts University versus Xichang Martial Arts University. Fourth match, Anyi Martial Arts University versus Jiangsu Martial Arts University. As soon as the list appeared, Trong Kai quickly shouted, "Will the competing students from Longying Martial Arts University and Xingxin Martial Arts University please come to the stage?" Meanwhile, Thanthu remained calm and remarked, "I didn't expect us to draw Qingyun Martial Arts University." Wu Hing, however, was focused on another issue. Longying is already fighting Xingxin, but our own fighting order still hasn't been decided. Of course, the principal wouldn't miss this tournament. Tabak, how have you arranged the lineup? Both Thanthu and Thien Tuong immediately spoke up. Hello, principal. With an air of arrogance, Tabak made a quick decision and brushed the matter aside. I'll go out first. The other 4 can figure it out amongst yourselves. This made Thanthu break out in a cold sweat. Tabak, is this really your strategy? He couldn't hold back anymore and made a suggestion. Shouldn't we arrange our strategy based on Qingyun Martial Arts University's fighting order to counter them? Thien Tuong, who always liked to provoke Tobak, became even more aggressive. That's right, you're going out first. What happens if you can't win? You'll be a disgrace to our Jiangzhou Martial Arts University. But he just calmly assured the team members, everyone don't worry, I absolutely will not let you down. The principal, with his sharp eyes, had silently noticed, this kid, in just a few days, his rank has increased so much. His talent is truly remarkable. Seeing that his team's situation wasn't looking great, he quickly whispered in Tabak's ear. Kid, don't be so over the top. You should leave some glory for your seniors. Otherwise, you'll alienate all of them, and it'll be hard for you at school later on. While the Jiangzhou team was busy arguing, the battle on the stage had been decided as Trong Kai announced. Xingxin Martial Arts University is the winner. In the waiting area below, Wu Hing had to let out a startled cry and didn't forget to add a reminder. Xingxin Martial Arts University is so strong this year. They took care of Longying so quickly. Tabak, it's your turn to fight. Possessing a strong belief that everything was in the palm of his hand, he walked forward heroically. All right, everyone, watch closely. Thien Tuong maintained his annoyed attitude. I'd like to see what he's really made of. Yen Yin, sitting in the stands, burst out with cheerful energy. Tabak, you can do it! Jia Kang, who wasn't participating, also cheered with all his might. You have to win the championship! At the center of everyone's attention, Tabak of Jiangzhou officially met the representative of Qingyun Martial Arts University. Lang Fong immediately put on a disdainful tone. So you're the first-year freshman who took down a gold-level savage beast? At the mention of this story that made him famous overnight, he broke into a sweat and had to nod in acknowledgement. That would be me. As the mid-tier bronze captain of Than Van Martial Arts University, Lai Lang Fong curled his lip and growled, Today, I'll show you what true power looks like. However, Tabak made an unconventional move. Little Ba, come on out. This startled his opponent. Kid, is this your beast? Then he burst out laughing so hard he couldn't see the sky. You didn't seriously bring your house pet into the arena, did you? But Tabak ignored him, busy taking out some tasty treats. I left in a bit of a rush and didn't even have time for breakfast. The spectators couldn't help but be surprised. Why did he bring a tiny turtle to a match? Another spectator sneered, raising an eyebrow. Jiangzhou Martial Arts University must be really scraping the bottom of the barrel to think they'd let someone like this on stage. Meanwhile, in the team's rest area, Wu Hin was breaking out in a cold sweat. Is Tabak really just sitting on the stage, eating peanuts and drinking Coke? Thien Tuong, who still held a grudge against Tobak, grumbled, "This guy is being way too disrespectful to his opponent." Beside them, Vin Quang couldn't help but question, "His opponent is a mid-tier bronze, isn't he? I wonder if he can handle it." At that moment, Tobak was extremely chill and didn't forget to remind his little darling, "Little Ba, you've eaten so many beast cores, don't you dare embarrass me." Without any warning, Little Ba's entire body erupted with an energy that made Lang Fong jump. This power, could this turtle really be his beast? It didn't stop there. Its seemingly translucent body began to grow larger. In a flash, Little Ba officially erupted into its Xuanwu form, successfully terrifying him. This is terrifying. Just then, the spectators who had been laughing a moment ago all jumped to their feet. "That turtle is huge! Is a single one of its eyes as big as a basketball?" Shocked exclamations echoed one after another. "Is that skin on its body? That's clearly armor. It's even shimmering like metal. Oh my god, look at those claws and limbs. No wonder Tabak was able to kill a gold rank." One spectator expressed his frustration. "Who could possibly withstand a slap from that turtle?" Yen Yen thought to herself, "Tabak has gotten stronger." She remained calm, but Huang An was clutching his head in confusion. Since when could Little Ba get this big? Back on the stage, Tabak shook the nearly empty soda can in his hand and casually urged, "Little Ba, finish this quickly." Without giving the high-ranking Lang Fong a chance to show what he could do, Little Ba's massive green forelimb shot out. It was surprisingly neat and decisive. It sent him flying far away with just a single whip-like strike. Lying motionless on the cracked blue stone floor, Lang Fong still couldn't believe it. It was over so fast. The next second, Tabak spoke in a calm, even tone, offering some gentle advice. "Hey, classmate, try to hang in there a little longer. I want to finish my Coke before we continue." His opponent's fists clenched tightly. Arrogant! In any case, as a contestant, Lang Fong didn't give up, but his disdainful attitude was gone. "That was just a surprise attack. I have to focus all my strength." Out loud, he challenged, "You think you're tough, huh?" After that, his entire body began to turn into a yellowish stone. "Then let's see who's tougher." As the last word fell, Lang Fong launched himself forward with a powerful leap. Of course, Little Ba wasn't the kind of beast to just stand there and take a hit. It immediately unleashed its resounding lion's roar technique. Before he could even react, he was blown out of the area and knocked unconscious amidst Trong Kai's shout, "Out of bounds!" Wu Hin was stunned by this swift turn of events. "It's over already? Tabak won?" The headmaster, as if he had known all along, let out a hearty laugh. "The young man has great potential." Thien Tuong was so shocked he started to stutter. "This turtle, it's too strong." At that moment, another round of heated discussion erupted in the stands. "Is the captain of Than Van Martial Arts University an idiot? How could he not dodge a slap that big? It didn't even look that fast." "Dude, you clearly don't know your physics. You think the turtle's speed is slow because its body is so massive." Everyone was gaping in shock. "Even a mid-tier bronze esper couldn't stop it. This thing is unbeatable." "Are you kidding? It can kill gold rank beasts. How could it be easy to deal with?" Even now, Huang An still couldn't believe it. Little Ba was never this strong before. It was surprisingly quick, but Trong Kai maintained a serious face and fulfilled his duty. First match, Tabak of Jiangchao Martial Arts University is the winner, calling the second contestant from Than Van Martial Arts University, Truong Tuyen, to the stage. Truong Tuyen, a mid-tier bronze esper from Than Van Martial Arts University, got into a ready stance the moment she entered. "I have to use my speed to win. I can't let that turtle get near me." Learning from her teammate Lang Fong's mistake, she charged forward in a zigzag pattern without wasting any words. And it was clear that because of this, Little Ba was having a hard time, backed by Trong Kai's powerful commentary. Truong Tuyen is using her speed advantage, constantly moving outside the large turtle's attack range. The entire stadium immediately erupted. "That's right, fight just like that. I told you the guy before was an idiot." Despite having the temporary advantage, Truong Tuyen's expression remained serious. "I just need to find an opening, and I can win with a single blow." In the contestants' rest area, Wu Hin couldn't help but furrow her brows. "Truong Tuyen is constantly dodging, looking for an opening. At this speed, the turtle can't possibly land a hit." Thanthu calmly assessed, Tabak is underestimating his opponent. Even though Little Ba was struggling, Tabak was still casually enjoying his snacks. At that moment, it brought its giant Xuanwu forelimb slamming straight onto the hard floor. However, Truong Tuyen's uniquely agile figure nimbly dodged through the air. "Your turtle is very strong." In just a moment, she landed softly right behind Little Ba's head and slowly continued, but with a thrilled smile, Truong Tuyen charged straight for Tobak and declared, "I'll take out the beast mare directly." She thought excitedly, "It's too late to turn around now." Wu Hin's expression changed instantly, and she shot up in alarm. "This is bad! Truong Tuyen is going to attack Tobak directly!" Even Yen Yen, who had complete faith in him, couldn't help but shout worriedly, "Be careful!" But Truong Tuyen's sharp longsword was already right next to Little Ba's master. "Tabak, you've lost." Unfortunately, before she could harm Tabak, she was sent flying by his little pet. Because she was only focused on Little Ba's legs, Truong Tuyen didn't know that turtles can also use their tails. Witnessing the whole thing, the audience cheered enthusiastically. Nice move! Divine turtle tail wag! Huang An joyfully clenched his fists. That was awesome, little ba! Yen Yen let out a soft sigh of relief. You scared me. At that moment, Tian Tung was overcome with a mix of emotions. To Bak won again? That was so fast! Wu Hin chuckled. This kid. And Than Thu had to officially admit, Tabak really is strong. Facing Truong Tui, who was lying motionless like a beached mermaid, Tabak gave a satisfying stretch. Finally, I'm full. Then he slowly walked over and explained to her clearly, You stood too close to me. Little Ba can be a bit heavy-handed. Classmate, you should go get that treated. While Trung Tween could only be carried away on a stretcher, he turned his back and said in a monotone voice, All right, I guess I have to get serious now. Shedding the chill vibe he'd had since the beginning, Tobak boldly issued a challenge. Next, who's up for a fight? In the next fight, Xiaoba single-handedly sent the Thanvan contestant packing amidst the excited cheers from the stands. With a relaxed expression, as if he'd just been on a stroll, Tobak spoke in his usual monotone, Next. Without any suspense, the victory once again went to Xiaoba's owner, who was busy striking a pose for the camera. Next, having defeated all 5 contestants from Tanvan Martial Arts University, Trung Kai raised his hand and announced loudly, Jiangzhou Martial Arts University, Tobak wins! Witnessing this unprecedented event, the audience was horrified. Oh my god, this Tobak guy from Jiangzhou Martial Arts University just ate peanuts the whole time and won the match with a turtle. I've never seen anything like it. He's even got female fans. I've watched these matches my whole life and I've never seen a contestant so arrogant. Man, this is so satisfying to watch. Hung An and Jia Kang cheered wildly, Tobak is the best! Tobak 1 on 5! From the stands, waves of chants rose up. King Ba 1 on 5! Tobak 1 on 5! However, Tobak wasn't happy at all. Why does that sound so weird? It feels like they're calling me the turtle. Back in their school's rest area, Wu Hin immediately came over to praise him. Tobak! Great job! Of course, the principal had to add his part. Tobak used his own strength to defeat Thanvan Martial Arts University, who are by no means a weak opponent. This is truly a proud victory that has brought great honor to Jiangzhou Martial Arts University. He nodded humbly. You're too kind. After praising Tobak, Wu Hin addressed the group. All right, this morning's matches are over. Everyone, go get some rest. After the lunch break, we will continue with the second round of the tournament. The principal took the opportunity to add, During the tournament, the cafeteria will be open free of charge to all athletes. Everyone feel free to go there to eat and recharge. The moment the students heard that special phrase, they instantly cheered, Free of charge? Awesome! Unlike the relaxed atmosphere on the other side, the rest area of Fuxuan Martial Arts University was tense as the coach spoke. If we face Jiangzhou Martial Arts University in the next match, they'll most likely send Tobak out again. A black-haired guy replied nonchalantly, Tobak's pet is practically invincible in close combat. What are we supposed to do? The coach answered him in a stern tone. If we really do face Jiangzhou Martial Arts University Mao Kai, you will deal with Tobak. A brown-haired girl followed up. That's right. The captain has poison-type abilities. He doesn't need to engage in close combat. As a strong fighter, he didn't hesitate to agree. All right. When the time comes, I'll keep my distance and use poison. I'll definitely kill that turtle. Meanwhile, in the rest area of Tandan Martial Arts University, they were also discussing Jiangzhou Martial Arts University's surprising performance. Everyone, don't be discouraged. Tobak is very strong, but his weakness is also very clear. We need to find an opportunity to break through the turtle's defense and defeat Tobak. That's the only way to win. As the captain, Li Feng made a proposal and gave his assessment. The principal is right. If we face Tobak this afternoon, I'll deal with him. Actually, this morning Trung Tween's strategy was correct. He just wasn't fast enough and his opponent gave him no openings. All right, Li Feng, you're a speed-type martial artist. Wait for an opportunity and attack Tobak directly. He nodded. Got it. Time flew by in the blink of an eye, and soon it was time for Trung Kai to take the stage again. This morning's matches were truly exciting. The students all showed great fighting spirit and fearless courage. Next, the second round of the tournament will begin immediately. We will now proceed with the random draw. Unlike their scornful attitude this morning, the audience now shared a common prediction. I think this time, the Jiangzhou Martial Arts University team won't even need their other members. Tobak alone can probably beat the other schools. Having a teammate like that must be amazing. However, some still maintained their mocking tone with a sly grin. Don't celebrate too early. This is just the provincial tournament. Against martial arts universities from outside the province, Jiangzhou could still get beaten so badly they won't be able to hold their heads up. Hearing this, Thien Tung felt utterly despondent. We were always the ones who couldn't hold our heads up. Now that we have Tobak, it feels like we're not even part of our own team's success. Not keeping everyone waiting, Trung Kai directed everyone's attention to the big screen. And now, I will announce the results of the draw for the second round of the provincial tournament. The text was displayed clearly. First match, Jiangzhou Martial Arts University versus Tandan Martial Arts University. Second match, Fuxuin Martial Arts University versus Anya Martial Arts University. Third match, Long-Ung Martial Arts University versus Thanvan Martial Arts University. Fourth match, Taesung Martial Arts University versus Chungtu Martial Arts University. The battle began immediately with Trunkai's resounding call. First match, Tobak from Jiangzhou Martial Arts University versus Li Fong from Tundun Martial Arts University. As soon as Li Fong stepped onto the stage, he couldn't help but think, just as expected, they're sending Tobak out first. Good thing we prepared a strategy to deal with him. Casually leaning against Xiaoba's leg, Tobak maintained his perfectly chill attitude. Classmate, don't be so tense. Relax a little. Just bear with it for a bit and it'll all be over. The moment Trunkai shouted, "Begin!" Li Fong, a high-tier bronze rank and the captain of Tundun Martial Arts University, quickly channeled his energy. Tobak, don't be so arrogant. Then, with a confident smirk, he directly executed the Azure Wind Steps, completely different from Trungtuin. This time, Li Fong dashed past before Xiaoba could even swing its leg. However, its speed was nothing to scoff at. He was almost sent flying by Xiaoba. Besides skillfully dodging, Li Fong was even able to retaliate with a kick to the enemy's turtle shell. Take this! Unfortunately, all that effort only earned him a confused look from Xiaoba. He was stunned. I can't break through its defense at all? In the very next second, it burst into a rage and swung its tail straight at him. The surrounding audience immediately got excited and started commenting. Looks like that turtle can't hit Li Fong. Look, you guys, the turtle seems to be provoked by Li Fong. It's screeching. If Li Fong suddenly attacks Tobak, do you think he has a chance to win? Someone else chimed in while enjoying their snacks. I think he really does have a chance. Does that turtle have no intelligence? Isn't this just bullying Tobak? At that, the female fans started shouting, "That's so mean, but I love it! Go Li Fong! Go Li Fong!" Back on the stage, Li Fong was now filled with excitement. Come on, come and get me! Facing this scene, Thanthu calmly commented, "It seems he's trying to lure Xiaoba away from Tobak." Wu Hin frowned with anxiety. What is Tobak doing? Why isn't he thinking of a plan? Thintung's sharp eyes narrowed. It looks like he's looking for something. Turns out, Tobak was so unconcerned that he pulled out a can of Coke and chuckled. Finally found it. Sorry, my lunch was a bit too salty. He just calmly enjoyed his drink amidst the continuous cheers from the stands. Go Li Fong! Seeing the distance between himself and Tobak growing, Li Fong made an assessment. At this distance, swinging its tail is useless. Seeing his plan halfway complete, he bent his knees and launched himself towards Xiaoba's master. Tobak, you underestimate people too much! Using his momentum and his own weight, he arrogantly executed his ultimate move, the Rider Kick. I, Li Fong, will make you pay. But to his surprise, Tobak just calmly said two words, Xiaoba. A sound wave carrying a brilliant golden aura suddenly exploded across the entire stage. Before he could even inflict any damage, Li Fong was stunned to find himself frozen in place. What is this? Why can't I move? Luckily, he could still turn his head, which allowed him to see the source of the situation. An illusion! And it didn't stop there. Tobak reminded Xiaoba, all right, stop playing around, finish the fight. And so, its illusion opened its giant jaws and summoned the black tortoise gravitational force. At that moment, Li Fong immediately panicked and screamed, wait, what are you trying to do? Giving him no chance to surrender, Xiaoba's energy cannon blasted the enemy straight into the stands. The once lively atmosphere among the audience fell silent in an instant. With cold sweat dripping down, someone finally realized, I get it now. It's not that Li Fong isn't strong, it's that Tobak is a total monster. The brown-haired guy next to him exclaimed, if it were me, I'd rather just surrender immediately than face Tobak. How can you even fight that? At the same time, a member of the Tandan martial arts team was distraught. Principal, what do we do? Li Feng is injured like this. The leader of the school could only cover his face in helplessness. There's no other way. Let's just forfeit. And so, in the next moment, Zhang Kai, acting as the host, stood up to announce, unfortunately, facing the powerful opponent Su Bai from Jiangzhou, the Tandan Martial Arts University team has decided to forfeit. Next up to face Jiangzhou Martial Arts University will be... The screen quickly displayed the image of Mao Kai's group as he announced, Fuchuan Martial Arts University! A spectator grumbled, why'd they give up without even fighting? The black-haired man next to him exclaimed, Su Bai is just too strong. It's better to forfeit than to be needlessly humiliated. At this point, Wu Hin had placed her complete faith in the one shining on the stage. All right, Tandan forfeited on their own. Su Bai can conserve his strength to deal with Fuchuan. Tian Tuong was so bored he couldn't even be bothered to react. Like he needs to conserve his strength. However, Thanthu frowned and rubbed her chin. But Fuchuan's captain is a poison attribute user. He probably won't be easy to deal with. Back in the central arena, Zhang Kai immediately shouted, the match begins! The moment he finished speaking, Xiaoba impulsively moved, forcing Mao Kai to hastily wave his hand. Wait, don't attack just yet. Unlike the previous contestants, Mao Kai, a mid-tier bronze and the captain of Fuchuan Martial Arts University, started a conversation. Su Bai, I admit you're very strong. I know I'm no match for you. How about we make a deal? This successfully caught Subai's attention. What kind of deal? Maokai's plan was to secretly gather energy while distracting his opponent with words. Student Subai, you really are very strong. I probably won't be your opponent in this match. However, I'd really like to discuss the issues of a beast tamer with you. Hearing this proposal, Subai's face went blank. What is this guy doing? He keeps wanting to discuss beast tamer issues with me. However, his central processing unit operated at super high speed, and he quickly realized, I get it, you're deliberately stalling for time. As a poison attribute user, the time you need to channel your element is much longer. Without a shred of hesitation, Subai directly gave the command, Xiaoba, go! But from Maokai's palm, a stream of green gas flowed out along with a contemptuous tone. Only figuring it out now? An astonishing power revealed itself. He raised an eyebrow mockingly. It's too late. Even if you have a divine-level beast, you can't escape my poison mist. In just an instant, that green gas completely obscured Xiaoba. Subai was startled and shouted again, You can't escape! Below the stage, Thanthu was so panicked she broke out in a cold sweat. This is bad. Subai completely underestimated him. I heard that in previous trials, Maokai took down quite a few high-tier beasts with his poison. Even Wu Hin became anxious. Then what should we do? In contrast to them, a calm principal spoke up. Don't panic. The winner hasn't been decided yet. By now, Xiaoba's weakness was clear as it thrashed about, unable to touch the long-winded Maokai. In this poison mist, you can't see a thing, but I remain unaffected. A sly, excited smile appeared on his face as a series of calculations instantly swirled in his mind. Let's see how much longer you can last in my poison mist. Subai, you were too careless. Let me release my poison creatures and this match will be over in a flash. Seeing Subai's figure sitting cross-legged in this situation, Maokai paid him no mind at all. Are you meditating to resist the invasion of my poison mist? But you're facing more than just the mist, you know. As the master of this game, he quickly leaped high into the air and easily located his enemy's position. Die, Subai. What a pity that Subai had long been on guard. Trying to attack from behind inside a poison mist? Too bad you're up against me. His action successfully sent Maokai into a sweaty panic. How is this possible? You're a beast tamer. How could you withstand a full-powered attack from my poison claws inside the poison mist? In the contestants' rest area, the principal of Zhangzhou Martial Arts University began to explain, it's an affinity with the origin. Both Thanthu and Wu Hin were puzzled. An affinity with the origin? He nodded in confirmation. That's right. This is a high-tier talent of a beast tamer. Subai can transfer his beast's defensive capabilities to himself. On the stage, Subai was filled with disgust as he dusted off his hands. Let's end this quickly. Your poison mist is really unpleasant. Next, Xiaoba's crimson eyes appeared, sending Maokai into a panic. This is bad! He's about to explode! Unable to escape the fate of the contestants before him, he officially got to enjoy the feeling of free flight. Shang'an jumped for joy in the stands. Brother Su is so strong. He sent a poison user flying out of his own poison mist. At this moment, Yanran became even more resolute. Subai, I won't let you leave me too far behind. At present, Subai's historic performance was officially attracting a huge number of fans. Subai, Wang Ba, 1 versus 5. And then, commentator Zhang Kai stepped up to preside over the proceedings. As student Maokai from Fuchuan Martial Arts University is no longer able to continue fighting, Fuchuan Martial Arts University has decided to forfeit. The championship title for this provincial tournament goes to... Subai's proud face was shown directly on the screen, along with the announcer's voice. Zhangzhou Martial Arts University. Subai cheerfully rubbed Xiaoba's head. It's done. The match is over. The moment Subai stepped off the stage, the principal immediately lavished him with praise. Subai, you've brought glory to Zhangzhou Martial Arts University this time. Well done. He immediately rubbed his hands together to seize the opportunity. So, Principal, does this mean you'll allocate some more medicinal resources to me? This made the man burst into hearty laughter, thinking to himself, is this kid trying to take the opportunity to trick me again? I'm not that easily fooled. Completely ignoring him, the principal directly switched to another topic. Zhangzhou Martial Arts University has won the provincial tournament. The military will issue military merit points as a reward. You can all go to the logistics department to exchange them for resources later. Although Tiantung had a dismissive attitude at first, he still had some shame. Only Subai fought. These military merit points, do they have anything to do with us? This made the principal hesitate. Well, if it's too difficult, just skip it. The principal made full use of this saying and jumped to the next topic. Anyway, in 3 days, we have to go to Luo City to participate in the All-Warzone tournament. Is everyone confident? Only Subai opened his mouth. Confident. An awkward silence passed. He decisively turned around, not forgetting to leave some instructions. Good. Everyone is tired. Go back and get a good rest. Prepare for the Warzone tournament in 3 days. Keep it up. The moment he finished, he brought up the essential topic again. Principal, about the resources. Unfortunately, he was cut off by the principal, whose nickname was Stingy. Especially you, Subai. I'm looking forward to your outstanding performance. See you in 3 days. This left Subai to curse inwardly. Old fox, the moment resources are mentioned, you run this fast. The internal battle was over, and it was time for the external TV stations to report the news. Right now, the provincial tournament of the 100 Schools Alliance has concluded. The top 3 teams are Didu Martial Arts University, Modu Martial Arts University, and Changcheng Guardian Army Martial Arts University. Many prodigies performed exceptionally in this tournament, but the most outstanding among them was Subai of Jiangzhou Martial Arts University. Subai's image exploded across the news as the editor spoke. In 3 matches, he was victorious every time, 1 versus 5, securing the overall championship for Jiangzhou province. When the youth are strong, the country is strong. We hope that martial arts students everywhere can learn from Subai, bravely competing for the #1 spot and bringing glory to their schools. The girls who happened to see it couldn't help but sigh. Subai is on the news again. I really want to get to know him. At that moment, in a training room devoid of people, the main character of this event let out a sigh of relief. Finally, I found a quiet place. Releasing the little pet that hadn't even had a single chance to appear on stage, Subai made sure to reassure it. Xiaobai, I know you're anxious. You'll definitely get a chance to enter the arena in the future. Then he took out the necessary items and gently instructed, I was only able to exchange the military merit points for these 4 high-grade silver beast cores. You have to be a little frugal. Without any stinginess, he decisively offered Xiaobai the delicacy. Eat up! Unexpectedly, just after it swallowed, its body suddenly erupted in a terrifying light, no different from Xiaoba's episode. A system notification immediately popped up in front of Subai. High-grade common promoted to low-tier bronze. Kitten promoted to sharp metal white tiger. Sacred white tiger bloodline activated. Acquired sharp metal adamant wind talent. This left him utterly stunned. It leveled up with just 1 core. It really did activate the white tiger bloodline. Seeing that Xiaobai had officially transformed, Subai was even more decisive in releasing the final 3 cores. Have a few more, they're all yours. Then, he didn't forget to gently remind him. Eat slowly. No one's going to take it from you. After finishing these cores, you might even ascend a rank. Unfortunately, things didn't go as he wished. It's all gone, so why isn't there any reaction? That was a high-grade silver beast core. The unexpected always arrives abruptly. A terrifying vortex suddenly erupted from the center of Xiaobai's body. It seemed the sight before Subai's eyes was so terrifying that his pupils contracted violently. This is... Xiaobai, who was originally shorter than Subai's knee, had now grown to be twice his size, causing him to exclaim, "This is way too cool!" He silently judged. Even cooler than Xiaoba. Accompanying this transformation was a long string of notifications from the system. Sharp metal white tiger has been upgraded to mid-grade bronze rank. Tamed beast, sharp metal. White tiger, a fierce beast specializing in slaughter. Rank, mid-grade bronze. White tiger bloodline activated by 30%. All attributes greatly increased, talents enhanced. Constitution, 158. Defense, 105. Agility, 295. Spirit, 60. Talent 1. Sharp metal, 100 claws. Consumes a certain amount of stamina to attack a single opponent 100 times in a very short period. The first attack deals damage equal to 150% of basic attack power. Each subsequent attack increases damage by 2% compared to the previous one. It didn't stop there. It even unlocked a series of other noteworthy skills. Talent 2. Sharp metal spirit. Consumes a certain amount of stamina to cover the entire body with sharp metal energy. Each attack will inflict a 200% tearing effect. Can be combined with sharp metal 100 claws, significantly increasing its damage. Talent 3. Sharp metal. Phantom. Consumes a large amount of stamina. Movement speed and attack speed are boosted by 300%. Can be combined with sharp metal 100 claws, allowing it to complete 100 attacks in the blink of an eye. A wave of exhilaration spread through every cell in Subai's body. He was extremely happy with this information. I didn't waste 4 high-grade silver beast cores on you for nothing. These attributes, they're just too overpowered. Of course, Subai wouldn't hold back his praise for the big guy hugging him. Xiaobai, good boy. The Inter-War Zone tournament will be counting on your performance. At the same time, in a villa basking in the sunlight in the imperial capital, the master of the house couldn't help but sigh with emotion. Subai is quite interesting. It seems he has many secrets. Then, with an interested smirk, he gave an order to his subordinate nearby. Go and investigate this Subai. Who knows, his turtle might be even fiercer than Luofan's was back then. The other party immediately complied. Yes. 3 days later, at the Luohe Martial Arts University arena, someone's startled voice rang out. So this is Luohe Martial Arts University. Even their competition arena is several times larger than ours. At the same time, waves of cheers and slogans erupted from the stands. Luohe, take first place. The principal of Jiangzhou Martial Arts University, leading the way, made an assessment. It seems this Luohe arena wants to intimidate us. Suddenly, Subai, from behind, raised a question. Principal, why is there an empty section? With his knowledge, he easily answered him. I heard that only 9 martial arts universities are participating this time. One of them voluntarily gave up their right to participate. Subai then raised a perfectly logical point. If only 9 universities are participating, then during the random draw, won't one school get a bye? The principal nodded. That's right. Now we'll just see who gets lucky. The school with the bye will directly advance to the next round. So, he decisively clasped his hands and silently prayed for the opposite of what was logical. If I draw the bye, I'm screwed. I was hoping to fight a few more matches to earn merit points for that greedy mouth of his. Meanwhile, Qing Shu, after a moment of idleness, finally couldn't hold it in anymore. Principal, this time no matter what, please allow me to fight. Following that, Wang Qing also jumped out resolutely. That's right, Principal. We also request to fight. Of course, the principal wouldn't ignore this obvious request. All right, students, rest assured. This time, everyone will have a chance to compete. Let's wait for Subai to draw the lots first. From the projection screen, the announcer quickly announced, All right, the draw is complete. I will now announce the matches. The first match, Luohe Martial Arts University versus Fuchuan Martial Arts University. All hope was lost. This time, Subai was completely disillusioned as she continued. The second match, the bye for this round is Jiangzhou Martial Arts University. But he received unexpected praise from the principal. Subai, you really are our lucky charm. We get to skip the first round and go straight to the next. Wu Xin was extremely impressed. Your luck is amazing. You should try buying a lottery ticket. The person in question, however, was utterly dejected. How could I be so unlucky? I really drew the bye. I want to fight. Without letting too much time pass, the battles between the universities officially began. The first round of matches has started. It seems the contestant from Fuchuan Martial Arts University is having some difficulty defending. The contestant from Luohe Martial Arts University is seizing the opportunity, attacking even more fiercely. 2 hours later, things finally came to a close as the announcer spoke. The first round of matches, the round of 8 into 4, has concluded. Following are the results of the second round draw. Next, she was stunned by the information she received. The bye for this round is still Jiangzhou Martial Arts University. The audience below was startled and immediately came to a conclusion. What? There's definitely something fishy going on here. It didn't stop there. Everyone was so annoyed they had to question it repeatedly. What kind of luck is this? Jiangzhou Martial Arts University has done nothing but sit in the audience and watch. How did they manage that? I traveled all this way just to watch Subai sit on the bench eating sunflower seeds and drinking Coke. Missing out once is acceptable, but how can they get a bye twice in a row? Some audience members even began to speculate. Could it be that Luohe Martial Arts University is afraid to face Subai directly, so they deliberately arranged for Jiangzhou to have a bye? That's right. It's not fair for you to compete like this. A strong contestant like Subai keeps getting benched. You have no respect for your opponents at all. At this point, the military representative was forced to step up and clarify, after a thorough inspection, no suspicion of manipulation or cheating has been found regarding Jiangzhou Martial Arts University. The competition will continue. Faced with this situation, the principal was so delighted he laughed until he couldn't see straight. Wonderful. This way. We've already advanced to 3rd place in the war zone. Just one more win and we can participate in the grand finals of the 5 war zones. But Subai was so heartbroken that he clutched his head. Why a bye again? Aren't you going to let me fight anymore? 1 hour quickly passed with 4 schools competing. The announcer once again spoke up. The exciting moment is almost here. The war zone finals are about to begin. The next match is Jiangzhou Martial Arts University versus Lanzhai Martial Arts University. The spectators in the stands unanimously chanted, Luohe! What must come, will come. Qing Shu clenched his fists. It's finally our turn. Yongqiang took the lead to claim a spot. Principal, let me go first this time. After they finished, the principal offered some advice. Students, calm down a bit. Although we've been very lucky, we still can't underestimate our opponents. He then announced the personnel arrangement. Luo Yongqiang, Bai Ningbing, you two will go up first. Next will be the match between Wang Qingqing and Hu Qingshu. Subai will go last, playing the decisive role. Except for Subai, everyone who was called was filled with fighting spirit. Yes, Principal, we will definitely bring glory to the school. But he was so dejected that he sighed to himself. It's over. Looks like there's no chance for me anymore. And then the announcer once again stood up to comment on the situation. The first match begins. First up is Luo Yongqiang, with the strength of an initial bronze rank, against a mid-grade bronze rank. In the end, despite his best efforts, he was regretfully defeated. Her voice rose and fell, skillfully stirring the audience's spirits to their peak with every rhythm. Next up, Bai Ningbing immediately entered a berserk state upon entering the ring, completely abandoning defense to fight recklessly, even forcing her opponent to retreat continuously. The announcer's volume grew more and more lively. Jiangzhou Martial Arts University wins. Wang Qingqing, the campus belle, her combat skills are truly not weak. A single move with her flexible whip, serving both offense and defense, directly sent her opponent flying out of the ring. Jiangzhou Martial Arts University wins. On the floor below, Wu Xin was so happy she clapped continuously. We won again! The principal couldn't help but be satisfied and secretly speculated, I suddenly feel like the other students' strength has improved by leaps and bounds. Could it be because of this kid, Subai? But Subai, who was pushed to the very end, wasn't happy at all. When is it finally my turn to fight? My merit points. Merit? After the fervent battles of 3 teammates, the 4th person stepped out to the announcer's introduction. Next, the representative from Jiangzhou Martial Arts University is Hu Qingshu. Brimming with confidence, Qingshu made a direct demand. You two just come out together. Let's save some time. She successfully provoked the remaining opponent. Don't you be so arrogant. If you're not careful, you're going to lose miserably. Right at this moment, the announcer also added an explanation for the audience. The competition rules allow one person to challenge multiple opponents at the same time. The match is about to begin. At that moment, Subai, who was watching, was stunned. 1 versus 2. He then winced as he fell into deep thought. Is this kid really not going to leave me a single chance? On the stage, the smile on Qingshu's face vanished, replaced by a solemn expression as he officially entered the fray. Sorry about this. Soon, the entire area was covered in lush foliage amidst shocked gasps. This is a wood-type ability. The next second, the 2 contestants from Lanjie Martial Arts University were surrounded by his attack and shouted, Be careful! The longsword user quickly realized, there's something wrong with these leaves. Hang in there. He can't maintain this mental power for long. Rubbing his chin, Subai couldn't help but make an objective assessment. A user with a wood-type ability, capable of creating a 1,000-year-old maple tree like this. Hu Qingshu's mental strength is truly terrifying. Making a similar gesture, the principal also sighed inwardly. Qingshu's strength has grown again, as expected of someone from that family. The spectators in the stands were all exclaiming in amazement. Jiangzhou Martial Arts University is truly full of hidden masters this year. Dark horses keep appearing. Is senior Qingshu really that strong? I still think Subai is a bit stronger. After all, he's a beast to mare who's slain a gold level before. At that moment, the longsword user, filled with rage, gritted his teeth. This guy, isn't he showing any signs of weakening at all? Without a hint of carelessness, Qingshu maintained his battle focus and continued to gather energy. Then he waved his hand and declared forcefully, Break! Without giving his opponents a chance to show what they could do, Qingshu easily knocked them off the stage. As they lay sprawled on the ground, the announcer's voice rang out. The result of this round, Jiangzhou Martial Arts University is victorious. As his ultimate move faded away, she announced in a loud voice, Finally, congratulations to Jiangzhou Martial Arts University and Luohe Martial Arts University. Both schools will advance to the national finals. When the glorious victor came down from the stage, the principal spared no praise. Qingshu, your performance this time exceeded everyone's expectations. It was brilliant. He replied calmly, Thank you, principal. And then, the principal's tone suddenly changed. However, the one who contributed the most in this round was... He then turned his gaze to the person beside him and announced, Student Subai. This left Subai completely dumbfounded. What? I'm the MVP? Is he mocking me for not fighting? Afterwards, the principal explained his reasoning, leaving the group in front of him speechless. If Subai hadn't gotten buys for 2 consecutive rounds, we wouldn't have won so easily. He then decisively ended the topic. All right, everyone's tired. Go back and get some rest. In 1 week, we will participate in the national finals. This time, in addition to the merit rewards you students have earned in the competition, the school will also give you abundant resources as a reward for your development. Those words successfully boosted the morale of the Jiangzhou contestants. That's great. Long live the principal. Meanwhile, Subai was busy thinking. I didn't get anything out of this. I have to find a way to get some resources for those 2 little gluttons. At that moment, in the Lin family home, a voice called out as Yanran was relentlessly practicing her moves on a group of robots. Yanran, time to eat. 2. Her feet never stopped moving as she replied, Uncle Wen Yuan, I'm not hungry. I want to train for another hour. Wen Yuan couldn't help but shake his head at her stubbornness. This kid, ever since Subai started participating in the 100 Schools tournament, all she does is watch his matches and train diligently, neglecting everything else. She really doesn't understand the principle of balancing work and rest. Honestly. Suddenly remembering something, Yanran took a moment while dodging a robot's attack to turn and ask, Oh, right, Uncle Wen Yuan. The medicine you gave me is almost gone. Can you help me ask my dad for some more? I want to improve my strength as fast as possible. Helpless against his niece, he agreed, and couldn't help but sigh. All right. Many of the top families in Didu have asked your father for a marriage alliance, but you rejected them all. I really don't know what kind of love potion Subai has given you. 7 days later at Modu Martial Arts University, the place was bustling with people, and not just students. The visitors couldn't help but be amazed by the school's wealth. This school gate can't possibly be made of solid gold, can it? It's so sparkly, so ostentatious. Walking at the front, Subai couldn't help but feel emotional. A school gate this grand, the construction cost alone must be in the hundreds of millions. So extravagant, so wasteful. The principal, acting as a guide from behind, said, not just hundreds of millions. The material cost alone was 1.8 billion. Sharing the detailed information he knew, he slowly explained to Subai. Furthermore, this gate was built in one day by 20 gold-level and 5 platinum-level experts working together. Look at Modu Martial Arts University's school motto over there. Combined with this gate, it's all meant to promote their spirit. Only the strong can protect the country. Just as he finished speaking, Jiang Ming suddenly appeared and warmly introduced himself. Welcome, students of Zhangzhou Martial Arts University. Hello, Principal Zhu. I am the Vice President of the Modu Martial Arts University Student Union, Jiang Ming. He then fulfilled his duties as a host, gesturing with his hand. Welcome, everyone, to Modu Martial Arts University. Please follow me. The principal nodded. All right, we'll be in your hands then. Yongqiang, who was following behind, frowned slightly as he raised the issue. Modu Martial Arts University sure knows how to put on airs. Our principal from Zhangzhou Martial Arts University personally led the team all the way here, yet they only send a student union vice president to greet us. Manny, beside him, added, if it were people from Didu Martial Arts University, their principal would surely have come out to greet them personally, not just a student union vice president like this. Possessing a natural curiosity, Subai asked as soon as he saw a uniquely shaped building, what is that? The Zhangzhou principal answered, this is the gravity adjustment training area. His next words caused the principal to clench his fists with complicated emotions. If our academy also had this training area, we could produce at least 100 silver-level students every year. And then, the temporary end of their tour arrived under Jiang Ming's guidance. Welcome, everyone. This is the hotel where you will be staying. There is a 24-hour buffet on the first floor. Showing extreme pride in his school, he couldn't help but sound a bit arrogant as he introduced it. The ingredients are all meat from beasts of the myriad races prepared by top chefs. It's very beneficial for strengthening a martial artist's blood and chi. Moreover, the supply is unlimited. Hearing this, Subai stepped forward to confirm. Senior, is the beast meat here really unlimited? Jiang Ming nodded affirmatively. Of course. You have all come from afar. How could we at Modu Martial Arts University let you go hungry? Please, eat as much as you like. There will certainly be enough to fill you up. As soon as he finished, Subai, who had been worried about his two pets, excitedly ran ahead. All right, little eight, little Bai, you're in for a treat. At that moment, even Jiang Ming was startled. He turned to the others and commented, this friend of yours, is he starving? Yongqiang just wanted to sigh. You all really have no idea how much that turtle eats. Manny, on the other hand, was getting anxious. Subai's already gone in. Will there be anything left for us to eat? After that, the entire Zhangzhou team followed in Subai's footsteps and rushed into the building. Let's hurry inside or we'll go hungry tonight. Jiang Ming didn't know what to say. This? The principal cheerfully interjected. Youths, so full of vitality. It's quite amusing. The next day, in the massive competition arena, cheers echoed from all directions. Go! Yongqiang looked around and exclaimed in amazement. Wow, Modu's stadium is truly different from the other regions. Manny was taking pictures nonstop. I've only ever seen a stadium this big on TV. Once they had looked their fill, the principal spoke up to remind them. All right, everyone. Stop looking like you've never seen the world before. I will now explain the rules for this competition. Then his voice grew solemn as he clearly stated, a total of 13 martial arts universities are participating in this final competition. Among them, as it is a martial arts school directly managed by the military, the Great Wall Garrison Academy will directly enter the top 4. Therefore, there won't be any more buys. This earned him annoyed looks from Yongqiang. Why does the Great Wall Garrison Academy get to go directly to the top 4? Manny also questioned, that's right, that seems too unfair. But the principal simply stated calmly, because the Great Wall Garrison Academy is a talent training facility for the military. He then delivered the special information with utmost seriousness. You all may not know this, but the Great Wall Garrison Academy is the only school, located on the front lines of the myriad races battlefield. He successfully caused quite a shock to Yongqiang. What? A military talent training facility? Subai maintained his calm expression as he mused, placing a school on the front lines of the myriad races battlefield. This academy is truly impressive. The principal nodded in affirmation and didn't forget to remind them, that's right, that's why the national finals are where the real masters are hiding. You absolutely must not underestimate anyone. Tobak will still go first, and Ho Tanthu will be our anchor. The students had no objections. All right, Zhangzhou Martial University will definitely win. What was bound to happen, happened. The host officially walked out and spoke, Teachers and students, if I could have your quiet attention for a moment, the inter-university tournament finals are about to begin. Following that, information about the matches was displayed on the screen. First match, Zhangzhou Martial University versus Huangtun Martial University. Second match, Capital Martial University versus East China Martial University. Third match, Metro Martial University versus Namkim Martial University. The host's voice echoed throughout the venue. Here are the results of the first round draw. The 3 matches will be conducted simultaneously. Seeing the data on the screen, the principal remarked with a sigh of relief. Our luck isn't bad. We didn't run into the top 3 martial universities in the first round. Hearing this, Vin Kung quickly volunteered. Hwantan Martial University's level isn't much different from ours. How about you let me go first? However, Tobak couldn't stand the thought of waiting, so he decisively stepped forward with a grand reason. No, I'm going first. I want every school to know what we at Zhangzhou Martial University are all about. The next second, the host's voice rang out, "Let the match begin!" The opponent from Hwantan Martial University said, "You're Tobak, right?" With an arrogance that had no place in battle, he tilted his head up and declared, "It must have been tough for you guys from Zhangzhou Martial University to even make it to the finals. However, this is as far as you go." But wasting words on an enemy was pointless, so Tobak decisively summoned his weapon. "Tubat, let's make this quick." The moment it appeared, Tubat, in its black tortoise form, let out a roar that shook the entire area. The entire stadium instantly erupted with the developments on the field. Jiangzhou Martial University sent out a beast tamer again, and he brought a turtle with him. "It's that turtle! I think it's gotten bigger. This is gonna be good." This one move from Tobak successfully sent his opponent into a panic. This thing is way too big." His face turned pale as he forced the words from his throat. "This is cheating." Before he could do anything, he was sent flying with an indignant scream. "I don't accept this!" Unexpectedly, he even managed to startle Tobak, who exclaimed in genuine shock, "You're that weak? I haven't even taken out my peanuts yet." At the same time, the spectators were buzzing with discussion. Isn't Beast Tamer a pretty useless class? Defeating a martial artist of a higher rank? Why does it look so easy? Even though he had defeated his enemy in an instant, many people were still unconvinced. This is the national final, and Tobak brought a small stool with him. He's looking down on his opponent way too much. However, opinions varied, so of course other audience members spoke up to refute. You haven't seen Tobak's previous matches, have you? That defensive turtle. Its power is terrifying. It's definitely silver rank. That's right. If you had a pet that strong, you could easily defeat bronze rank martial artists and be just as arrogant. On the stage, Tobak casually ate his peanuts, ignoring the annoyed tone of the next Hwantan Martial University contestant. Aren't you from Jiangzhou Martial University being a little too insulting? Overflowing with aggression, she charged forward with a similar declaration as the last guy. "I'm going to teach you a lesson!" But he couldn't be bothered to care. This comic is pretty good. I've got to hit the like button. In the blink of an eye, Teobat spat a breath of fire, sending the enemy flying as the host announced, "Zhangzhou Martial University, Tobak wins." Below the stage, Vin Kung couldn't help but question it. Eating peanuts is one thing, but bringing his own little stool. Is this the attitude he was talking about? The principal also made his assessment of the situation. This Tobak is way too arrogant, humiliating his opponent like that. But in truth, it was an immense feeling of satisfaction to be able to show off in front of his colleagues. How am I ever going to have dinner with Principal Tran from Hwantan Martial University again? However, Then Tu, who was beside him, calmly threw cold water on his excitement. Don't celebrate too soon. Tobak might be facing a strong opponent. Isn't that the captain of Capital Martial University? On the adjacent stage, the contestant from East China Martial University charged at the capital's captain with a ferocious look. With just one clash between the two, the intense firepower caused the area to explode in a cloud of thick smoke. The host's voice rang out as soon as the white smoke cleared. "Capital Martial University wins!" Tu Hien calmly retracted his energy and said nonchalantly, without a hint of sincerity, "Guess I used a little too much force. Sorry about that." A cold sweat ran down his cheek. The principal's joy was gone, replaced by intense stress. He's the fire attribute martial artist from Capital Martial University. Moreover, he's at the peak of silver rank. Vin Kung's eyes widened at the scene before him. A silver rank fire attribute martial artist. So this is the power of Capital Martial University. It's truly terrifying. Thanthu directly gave her final conclusion. If it weren't for the Great Wall Garrison Academy, I'm afraid only Metro Martial University could compete with Capital Martial University.